Welcome on in, guys. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Glad you guys are here. Do me a favor and tap that screen. Appreciate you guys. Take them to the bridge. Take them to the bridge. I got you, Emma. Don't worry. Just ran late with our friend Erica earlier. That's all. You know what James Brown used to do with his band, because he would like to do cues on the fly. If they missed a cue, he wouldn't let the audience see, but behind his back, what he would do is he would go like this behind his back. He'd be behind his back. He'd do this. I know I can't show you. It's hard with this camera. But he'd put his hand up behind his back, like $5, and he would point it. He would know exactly who fucked up, and he'd go, fine, because they would be fined $5. And he'd keep track of everyone who fucked up, and he'd fine them $5. Yeah. James Brown. He was a wild cat. He was very interesting, but goddamn, did that man know how to fucking entertain a crowd, huh? All right, let's see what we got here. All right. Welcome on in, guys. Welcome on in on a Thursday night. It is Thursday night. Glad you guys are here. We are probably going to be doing some phone calls tonight. I do believe our friend Nemo is not going to be with us this evening. I'm going to be flying solo. We're going to fly solo. So let me reset this live goal. We'll start talking to some folks. 1 second. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Glad you guys are here. Please keep tapping that screen and helping out with the live goal. I appreciate all of you wonderful people being here. You guys are great. All right. Let's see what we got. Is someone in the box? Who's in the box? Cognitive dissonance. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
39 in North Carolina.
Okay. Would you like to discuss one of the subjects that I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Yeah, MAGA isn't Christian.
Okay. What would you like to say about that?
Who determines that?
Oh, well, just objectively, policies put forth by the Republicans, the Trump administration, they're not in line with Christianity, the teachings of Jesus Christ.
In your opinion?
No, just objectively.
Okay, so did you vote for Kamala Harris?
Did I vote for Kamala Harris? Yes, but that doesn't really, it's not germane to the point. It's
understood.
It's really about the
policies. So you made this statement.
So I'm what?
You made this statement that because Republicans and Donald Trump pour forth policies that don't mirror Christian behaviors, where were you at the 65,000 missed phone calls by the staffer who is supposed to answer for immigrant
I'm so
children
sorry.
that came over the border.
So sorry. I don't know why you're talking about Democrats. I'm talking about Donald Trump
Right.
and the Republicans in MAGA who profess to be Christians and then
Well,
don't
I am
do
Christian and I voted for Trump.
Cool. I'm not talking about you individually. I'm talking about the people who.
But that's what you're saying.
But except I'm not. You seem to be missing the point. So I'll simplify it for you.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah, I know. It seems like you've missed it. So I'll state it again and I'll simplify it. I'm not talking about you or other people who voted for Trump individually. I am talking about Donald Trump, the administration, and Republicans as a whole, and the policy that they create. It is not in line with Christian values and the things that Jesus Christ taught in the Gospels.
Who said that? Who taught you that?
Who taught me what?
Who told you they were not in line with Christian behaviors?
Have you ever read the Bible?
Yeah, I've read it quite a bit.
Awesome.
Actually.
What's Matthew 25:31-46?
You want me to look that up right now?
No, I mean it's a.
I don't know
it's
what's
a very,
Matthew 10 and 14.
It's a very famous.
What's Matthew 10, 14?
Hey bud, can you don't get defensive? I just asked you a question. Okay, then
you asked me a scripture.
Hey, bud,
I'm going to ask you.
Calm
one.
down. No, instead
That's
of
okay,
answering,
I'll answer. I don't know your scripture.
Great,
do you know mine?
Calm down, dude. Just
do you
calm.
know mine?
Hey bud, calm the fuck down. If I ask you a question,
you don't know mine.
No, if I ask you a question, great. Calm down and stop talking.
So
this isn't going to work. If you keep talking over me, it's not going to work. So stop talking now, and we're going to set some ground rules for the conversation. Please stop talking. Thank you. I'd appreciate you stop interrupting me. So stop interrupting me now. I'm just going to drop you. If you can't stop interrupting me, I would appreciate if you'd stop interrupting me. Thank you. Anyways, so I asked you. So I asked you a question, and if the answer is no, that's totally fine. It's totally fine to just say no. I don't know the answer to a question. We're all human beings, and it's fine to say no. Just like I said, no, I don't know that one. It's totally fine. I just asked you, but to answer a question with a question,
but you were
dude,
being
why are you
disingenuous.
interrupting me again? I don't know.
Are you narcissistic?
Dude, will you please stop talking? Okay, I'm gonna. All right, then never mind. I'll just move on to someone else who can have an actual conversation. I don't know any other way to put it. You can't seem to have a rational conversation. So, when you learn how to grow up and you can have a normal conversation like an adult, we can have a chat. Okay? Thank you. I just asked you a simple question. Do you know Matthew 25:31-46? The answer was just yes or no. That's all. Not asking me a question about something else and then crashing out. Real simple, dude. But anyways, again, I just strongly recommend at some point in the future that maybe you learn how to interact with people. Maybe this is why you voted for Donald Trump. It's because you're antisocial. Anyways, guys, keep tapping that screen. Appreciate you guys helping out with the live goal. Good shit. Bomb. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did.
Okay, cool. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
20 in Washington.
Okay, do you want to discuss one of the subjects I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
I had more of a general question, if that's okay. Not necessarily a debate, but just clarification on something, if that's good.
I generally just talk about current events and what the Trump administration is doing right now.
Right.
Yeah,
it was related to Greenland, if that's okay.
Sure. What did you want to ask?
Well, so you say Greenland is on America first.
Yep.
I'm just curious, what do you mean by America first? Like, he's trying to, I guess, conquer Greenland. Is that correct? I might be wrong, but
I don't really know, because he doesn't even seem to really know why he wants Greenland. He backed off of Greenland.
Right.
Then he talked about Greenland and he called it Iceland a bunch of times. He seems to be very confused about what he wants and why he wants it. So I would say that he doesn't even know why he really wants Greenland.
okay. Because me personally, I've looked into it just a tiny bit, but I was figuring maybe you knew more about it than I did.
Sure.
So
I mean, is it a decently fine strategic place to have military bases and whatnot? Sure, great. We already have a military base on Greenland, and we're allowed to have more. NATO and Denmark has no problem with us having more military there. So I still don't understand why we would need to do anything. Also, there's a bunch of fear-mongering going around that somehow, like, China or Russia would, like, get Greenland if we don't, which is insanity because, no, they won't. There's zero way for them to get Greenland. It's not a thing. So, yeah. So the only other thing would be that there's some type of, like, minerals there or natural resources that we as the United States might want. And if that's the case, well, then we're just fucking colonizers and imperialists who are trying to literally take over a place just to strip it of its resources, which would make us fucking terrible.
Fair enough, because I actually, what you said makes sense. I also I read an article the other day that I believe it was a USA Today article about saying that if Trump / the US, however you want to put it, decides to take advantage of Greenland or completely take it over in general, that our, what's the word? Opposite of allies, I'm blanking. Like Russia, for example, like Putin would start to take
our enemies.
Enemies are hostiles, I guess.
Okay.
They would start to take military action towards us, and I just don't get like the reason for that. In a sense, maybe I'm not explaining it well, and that's my fault. But
I'm not sure I follow. Saying that if we took Greenland,
there was an article that I read the other day that was saying that Putin was considering taking military action if we decide to take over Greenland, and I just don't think that would be wise for America or wise for Trump to do, because we've already been in high conflict with Iran and stuff like that. So
Putin isn't going to do anything that involves a straight up conflict with NATO unless Donald Trump keeps doing what he's doing, which is trying to pull out of NATO, trying to weaken NATO and not support NATO. If Donald Trump wants to do all of those things, he's giving Putin exactly what he wants. So, I mean, like, you say, like, yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea for Putin, but if Putin, if Putin it doesn't have the U.S. to deal with NATO, could NATO defend themselves pretty well? Absolutely. But it definitely becomes a lot easier if the United States is not involved. So,
you think... So you think NATO could defend themselves without the help of the U.S.?
Yes, absolutely. Because basically Ukraine has been able to defend themselves without any other troops. And we're not even giving them top military equipment. I mean, like, the military equipment that they're getting for the most part is like a lot of our outdated stuff. I mean, yeah, they've gotten some newer drones and some different things. I will give them credit for that. But, like, Ukraine has held their own against Russia. Like, Russia sucks in terms of military strength. The only thing that Russia has going for them are nukes. If Russia didn't have nukes, no one would take them seriously. I mean, that's literally the only thing that they have going for them. And it's the reason why we defend Ukraine, right, is because of the Budapest Memorandum.
Are we still currently funding Ukraine right now?
At the moment, we are.
Okay, because I know there was some back and forth about not supplying and then going back with all that. So
yeah, but at the moment, we still are. But
okay,
yeah.
Well, anyways, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on the situation. Not much of a debate, so
It's okay.
sorry if that's a little not what you were looking for, but I appreciate it.
It's all right, man. You know what? I'll answer a question, and I appreciate you, genuinely wanting to know, and I hope you have a good night. Okay.
For sure. You too. Take care.
Take care. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Got that going. Let's see what else we got here. Thoughts? Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
I didn't vote, actually, so I basically did.
Okay, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, I didn't vote, sorry.
I understand. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, I just wanted that other guy to still be in the room, hopefully, because I know why. Part of another reason why we're going after Greenland, and I just wanted to explain it.
Okay, well, I'm just really looking to talk to Trump supporters at the moment, my friend. I appreciate you, okay? Hope you have a good night. Thanks.
Okay. Oh.
I appreciate you, man. I really at the moment I'm just looking for debates. I hear you, but thank you. All right, let's see what else we got here. Mendy, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did, but I really wish I wouldn't have. I really believed in all of his crap before he became president. Now I think it's just amazingly off the hook.
Okay, I mean that's fair. How old are you? And what state did you vote in?
I live in Idaho, and I'm 55.
Okay. Oh well, listen. I'm glad that you've kind of seen the light. Are you going to do something about it and vote the opposite way in the midterms?
Absolutely, I'm going to vote anything.
Okay.
Not Republican. I can't. This whole world's going to shit.
Okay. Well, you know what? I appreciate you recognizing that things are wrong. I appreciate you recognizing that vote was not right, and I appreciate you voting the other way. Please do all of us a favor. Do me a favor. Talk to people that you know that are still supporting Donald Trump, and please try to convince them of what you've recognized. And I think you don't, just to be clear, you don't have to agree with every single thing that the Democratic Party agrees with. You don't have to suddenly be a leftist, okay? But acknowledging, yeah, that's fine. Acknowledging the fact, though, that this is a serious problem and we need to try and right it as a country. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, I hope you have a good night, friend.
You too.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. You know what? W's in the chat for Mendy. I appreciate you. You know what? Listen, I see you guys in the chat. I understand. Whatever the reason is, we need these folks to wake up and to vote the other way. That's what we need. Can address all the other stuff later on. Let's go the other way. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Try that again. Misfire. Hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you, and what state did you vote in?
26, Florida.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects I have above, or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
I was actually just scrolling and I saw the. I've never seen these before, so I was reading it and I listened for a couple calls and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. I might want to join," because I debate with a bunch of my friends and family and stuff like that. So I was just curious where your thoughts are. You're against I'm assuming you're against ICE. You're against Greenland, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, again, the subjects that I have above are more stated my thoughts. So if you'd like to pick one,
MAGA isn't Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that?
Yep. I don't know if you heard me talk to the first guest that I had on. You might not have been on earlier, but basically the policies that the Trump administration and the Republican Party implement and have implemented since he's been president are not in line with the teachings of Jesus Christ. They don't have anything to do with Christianity, despite the fact that they profess to be Christian and So yeah, I'm not talking about individual people. I'm not talking about like if you support Donald Trump and you call yourself a Christian, I'm not saying you. I'm saying them as a whole and their policies aren't in line with Christianity.
I can tend to agree with that. I'm a Christian myself, so went to a private school as well. So I can see your reasoning for that. I don't think if Jesus was here on Earth right now, I do not think he would have voted for Donald Trump. So I can agree with you on that. I was just curious if you thought all Trump supporters were, not Christian, or you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I don't know each and every Trump supporter, but I do think that if you looked at Donald Trump and you were like, that's what I want, that's what I think is the best thing, you are voting against Christian values as well.
Yeah, so my reasoning for voting for Trump was the opposition. I tended to, I'm young, so I actually, as I got older and I looked back at Obama's presidency, I actually really like Obama. Unfortunately, a lot of his policies as a Christian, it was hard for me I don't think I would have been able to vote for him personally. I'm not trying to go off topic. I know you want to stay on Trump. I just wanted to bring that up because it's kind of the same thing with Kamala and a lot of the recent Democrats.
Kamala.
Oh, sorry, my bad. It's just a lot of the reasons why I haven't voted left is because of those. It's just my Christian values.
It's because you don't like it when people just leave you alone and let you practice your religion in peace. You don't like that?
Explain. What do you mean? Like,
I mean, has anyone stopped you from practicing your religion the way that you want?
It's hard because a lot of the people that I know, again, our country's so massive and I've only been to, very few states. So again, I could be very close-minded in my statement right here, but from the people I've interacted with that are Democrat and we argue, it's more of like a lot of them are gay, and I have no problem with gay people, by the way. And it's just a lot of the stuff that they push for. It just feels against my religion, if that makes sense. Like, it's hard for me to want to go out there and vote for that.
What are the things that they push for?
It's the pride. It's the LGBTQ community that I see, and
so you mean the fact that they just want to exist and be recognized?
I have
as
no
people?
problem. Let me make it very clear.
Okay.
Because I know it's a very touchy subject.
Really
I have absolutely no problem. No, touchy as in like it's sensitive when a Republican says something. Democrats immediately assume that Republican is just like all the others.
I'm not assuming anything. I was just trying to clarify because I'm just trying to say, like, when you say something like that, I'm taking you at your word and that you're just saying things in good faith. So that's why I was just trying to clarify. So if you're saying that you have a problem with pride or whatever, I mean, I'm just trying to clarify because I'm more concerned. I'm 42, okay? So I'm a lot more concerned with people who are trying to take things away from me or who are affecting my life directly. Those are the people that I'm concerned about. So when you say things like you're worried about that, that's why I asked you the question, how does that affect you practicing your religion as a Christian? Because I don't see it affecting you.
It's the growth. It's the growth.
No, that's not true.
Explain. Like,
what growth?
Why is that not true?
Growth of what?
I don't want to. Okay, let me get this out as well. I have no problem with people doing what they want to do with their life. I don't look at gay people any differently than heterosexual. There's no difference to me. I'm not going to look at that person and be like, I can't be around him. Or it's just supporting it, and I just feel like the left has been super like pushing it, and it's like, would Jesus, in my eyes, it's like, would Jesus be okay with supporting this? And I feel like he wouldn't. For my teachings, from what I've interpreted from the Bible, from what I've read from New Testament, I just do not picture Jesus himself being
Ooh.
okay with
Okay. all right,
uplifting
okay,
something that is sin.
Hold on. Misfire. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna let my friend Ari has popped up. Ari, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, I mean, I only just proselytized to somebody today. That was kind of funny. Hey, Matt. Um, so misfire, misfire. Can
Yes.
you tell me where in the Bible does it say that being a transgender or being homosexual is a sin?
I'm not going to come in here and pretend to be this
Mm.
all-knowing Christian that knows the scripture for scripture.
Mm.
I graduated a while back. I haven't been. I'm not an extremist. I don't go to church every Sunday as well. So I didn't come in here to give that image. By the way, I'm just was letting Matt know I am a Christian. From what I remember, I can't give you verse for verse. I just know in the Bible from learning it is a sin to practice.
So you know from people proselytizing to you.
Well, I've read it myself. I don't know verse for verse. I can 100% Google it and
what it might say, maybe.
yeah, I mean it talks about it in New Testament a lot about gay sex and gay marriage and how it's wrong.
It does.
Jesus himself. It does.
That's not in the New Testament. That's 100% untrue.
I don't think that's untrue.
Please, can you tell me where Jesus would say that you stop, or that you're allowed to judge the individual that is committing said
I'm not,
sin?
but I never judged. I'm not judging them. I'm just not voting for it.
You're just not.
Is that
voting
judging?
for it. So you don't believe that people should be allowed to have.
They do though.
Will?
Obama did that, and I actually think that was great for this country. I have no problem with gay marriage being legal and gay people being happy. They have every right to live in this country. That's what makes America great.
So
and I don't think most Republicans disagree with that. I do think extremist conservatives who are racist and homophobic disagree with it, but I'm not one of those.
Then I am a little confused why you would be against the party that is just supporting their right to exist and live freely and be happy as themselves. So which part is it exactly that you have a slight issue with the Democratic Party wanting people to have their right to exist?
Well, it's not the main thing. I'm okay with still talking about this. It's fine, but that's not the only reason why I don't vote left. But it's just one of the reasons I was bringing up to Matt.
Oh.
And then I didn't know if we were going to keep talking about it, but we can if we want.
Well, it just seems interesting because your rationale for bringing this up is odd because, for example, nowhere in the New Testament does it say any of the things that you mentioned, right? I think the only verse that you could make an argument for is Leviticus, right? 18:22. That's probably the only one that you'd be thinking of in the Old Testament.
That's Old Testament, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you still follow rabbinical law, do you?
No.
So are we going to pick and choose rabbinical law to follow now, or?
No, we should not do that. The Old Testament, the whole,
okay.
The biggest reason for the New Testament is it's not to erase the Old Testament.
Right.
It's
because I just want to let's just cut to the chase. Jesus never said any of the things that you're talking about. You could say that Paul said it years later.
That's what I'm saying. Let me rephrase. That's what I'm saying. I did not mean to say Jesus was going around.
But time out, my friend. When did Paul live in relation to Jesus?
Right. I know that. I know it's not the same.
No.
I understand.
He lived about 300 years apart from Jesus.
Yes.
So Jesus never said anything about this, and Paul lived 300 years apart. So basically, now what we're doing is we're just trying to say that we just don't like it, and so we're doing because that's the argument basically that you're making here, is that you don't like it.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, it cut out.
It's
just the end.
The basic argument that you're making, and the argument that most Christians make about homosexuality at the end of the day, because there really is no biblical foundation to stand on here. At the end of the day, there's really none. It's just that you just don't like it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Jesus would approve of gay sex?
Bro, I'm not asking. I'm not here to make a determination about like a hypothetical about what Jesus would or wouldn't do if he was here. But what I can do is I can look at the things that Jesus said, and what Jesus said was nothing about any of those things. Jesus also very specifically said, we need to go out and we need to hang out with the prostitutes and with the lepers. Hold on, bud. He said we need to go and hang out with the prostitutes and the lepers and the people in prison and the criminals, and we need to go and be with them. So even if it was something that you think he might have disagreed with, he still would have been cool with those people. Those were the people that he surrounded. Hold on. Those were the people that he surrounded himself with, even if he felt that way, which, quite frankly, I don't think that he would have felt that way if you're asking for my hypothetical. But all of that is a moot point, because we have what Jesus said and what Jesus taught. And none of what Jesus said and none of what Jesus taught has anything to do with gay people.
Well, there is things
or
that
abortion.
he said, and he talks about the Bible and his word, and the word, his word is right. And he also talks. So when he mentions that, he's also including the Old Testament and the other and other.
Okay,
and
so
other
are we
prophets that have
following?
talked about
Oh,
gay.
so we are following rabbinical law.
It's not. No, that's not what I'm saying.
So everything in Leviticus we should follow?
No, I'm saying that his word. He's talking about. He has mentioned, not him, but the Bible has mentioned that being gay is wrong. It's biblically it's a sin.
Did it? Are you sure?
Yes, man and woman are meant to be. It is man and woman is not. It is a sin. And Jesus, yes, you're not wrong. Jesus does not go around saying that, but he also talks about how God's word is true.
Yeah, and so the original translation of Leviticus 18 that says that men shall not lie with boys,
right?
You just ignore that. That you ignore that translation, right?
Why would I ignore that? You're saying, wait, repeat it. You said man should what?
Man shall not lie with boys, which was the original mistranslation.
Why is that a mistranslation?
Well, because you do realize that prior to the 1940s, that was the standard translation of that verse, right? You didn't know that?
I don't.
That
I don't
up
think that's
until
true.
Oh, it's not? You should look that up. You didn't know that?
I will. I don't believe that's true.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay. Well,
but I also never said. Based off you were talking, you said something that was important. You said Jesus would. He says to invite them. I agree with that. I made that clear from the start just to make sure that was out there.
Hey,
but it's important because I'm not saying.
Literally,
let me just finish.
No, I don't want to. No, I really no. The answer is no, because like I said before, I just entertained your hypothetical for a minute, but none of that matters because Jesus never said anything about it. Okay, so since we're not entertaining the Bible,
God said it.
Cool.
God's
okay,
word
great.
says it.
Okay, great. So then,
Jesus
okay,
says to
great.
approve God's
Awesome.
word.
So time out, bud. So if that's the case, then you're saying that we do agree with Leviticus and rabbinical law, correct? We should follow the rest of the things in Leviticus, right?
No, because he talks about it in New Testament.
Where does he specifically talk in the New Testament about Leviticus 18:22?
No, he doesn't talk about that specific verse.
What?
Where did he mention it at all? I asked you that earlier.
No, he talks about the new. He talks about
homosexuality mentioned at all in the New Testament.
He talks about the new way of life, the new law. He mentions it multiple times, and because the Old Testament will not work in today's world.
Oh,
God even talks about in the Old Testament how it was wrong.
Got it. So the Old Testament is moot. Ari, this is
yes,
great. So Leviticus doesn't matter.
Wait, not all of it.
Oh, well, but so then specifically, how do we know? This is what I've been trying to get from you, dude. Specifically, which parts Where does he say? Where does he go? Okay, this stuff we're keeping, this stuff we're throwing out, this we're going to keep. This. Where does he say that?
I'll have to do research.
Yeah, here's a hint. He doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
He actually specifically says the opposite of that. It's actually in Matthew 5, where he actually says in Matthew 5:17, "Do you not think that I have come to abolish the law of the prophets? I have not come to abolish them, but I have come to fulfill them. For truly I tell unto you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter nor the least stroke of the pen will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished."
Damn it, Polly! I was gonna bet him that he didn't say it.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
If y'all forgot, my account or his account comes as a 2-for-1. Sorry, we weren't trying to sneak up on you, misfire. Just I'm a 2-for-1 deal. Sorry.
It's a twofer.
No, you're good. You're good. I did come in here though and make it very clear. I wasn't trying to come in and be this all-knowing Christian. I'm there is much more I could be educated about in the Bible. I did not come in here and ever say that. I was just letting you know from the beginning, from what I've learned and from a Christian perspective, is gay marriage is wrong, and so.
Correct, because that's what you've been taught. Have you actually fully read the Bible?
I have not fully read it. No.
Okay.
I don't. Most Christians haven't.
So even specifically, if we circle back to the text that Matt read out to you, where it's like, "Man shall not lie with boy," if you actually look at the use of the word "lie" in that specific verse, and then you refer back to the previous verses, he's very specific about you not doing sexual acts with animals by actually listing it out very specifically. But he doesn't, and that's in before and after the verse of "man shall not lie with another man." But he uses the word "lie" within that verse instead of being explicit within it about being a sexual act.
Okay.
It's not about a sexual act. It's not about homosexuality.
I wish I wasn't so lost anymore. I just haven't. I graduated, in 2018. So I'm not ashamed to admit it. I didn't go to college, and a lot of the stuff that I learned, I did have a better memory at that time. I wish I could remember the verses that I studied, because I did read the Bible. I took Bible class, and when it comes to the gay topic, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the best about it. I don't. Other things in the Bible I'm very educated about, but this specific topic, I'm not. So it sucks, because yes, you guys are clearly more educated about it. I can tell. You guys know you're speaking literature. I'm not sure if you're looking it up right now, but you're obviously reading literature from it, and I'm sure you're right. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to fight it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
It's not a matter of trying to fight you, man. I graduated from a Christian high school. I went to Christian school my entire life, from the time I was in preschool to the time I graduated high school, right?
Gotcha.
So I understand the Bible because I read it, and I also don't believe it because I read it. And those are two very important things. But I just wanted to add one more little part to that, and that is that homosexuality and the way that we think about homosexuality did not exist when the Bible was written. Okay, they didn't have this idea of homosexuality the way that we see it, right? What they saw was there was the aggressor and the submissive, right? And so when it comes to anything that's biblically referenced from like the original Hebrew, the original Greek, there is no reference to how we think about it because it doesn't exist, right? Like there are specific, who was it? The one who gave up his daughter for when the angry mob came. Was that Lot?
Lot.
Yeah. And so like even in the like original translation of that, it was talking about, aggressors coming to take someone, and he gave up his daughters as someone to take as that submissive. So it's just really important to understand that like that idea of homosexuality, that's something that was added, and not added that long ago, right? We're talking about homosexuality being added to the Bible, the word homosexuality being added in the I thought it was 1940s.
Yeah, 40s.
Yeah, it was 1940s, right? And so everything after that, like if you're really considering basing your religion, like basing your thought process of homosexuality based off religion, there is just no historical basis for it, right? And so it's important. I mean, even if you are a Christian, right, you look at the Pharisees and how Jesus went into the temples according to the Bible and, and chastised the Pharisees for teaching things that weren't directly correlated to the Bible, right? And so when you tell me that you hear things that are that a biblical teacher has taught you and it goes against what the Bible is saying, then that is anti-Christian just from that, like just that part.
Right. Like I see one of his other topics about ICE, and I was going to bring that up earlier, but we went into this conversation, which is completely fine. Again, I understand. I'm assuming you're older than 26 as well.
I'm 39.
Okay, so like I love this conversation because I love speaking to older people and learning. Like I understand you guys are older than me. You guys have, obviously learn a lot more than me probably. So I love these conversations. Like I am here to I was here to not necessarily debate. I scrolled through. I saw this. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Someone who has a different view. I wanted to join. I was going to say I also think Jesus would probably be against ICE. I see that in one of his. ICE is a domestic terrorist group. I do agree as a Christian. I don't know if other Christians would agree. I do not think Jesus would support the ICE movement that's been going on. So.
Jesus would have been one of the ones that were apprehended, detained, and sent to a concentration camp.
Yeah.
Because he was an immigrant in his own land and brown, and would have been racially profiled. So, yeah, I don't think Jesus would have been a big fan.
No, I don't. And a lot of Christians think he would. At least the people, again, when I say a lot of Christians, the people I've talked to, so in my state. So.
I think the overarching point here, Misfire, I think the thing that maybe we'd like to impress upon you here is that if you were saying that the reason you didn't want to vote more to the left are those social issues, Christianity is the things that Jesus taught, the real things that he emphasized over and over in the Gospels were feed the hungry, take care of the poor, take care of the sick, welcome the stranger in the strange land, love thy neighbor as thyself, right? How many times does he repeat those themes over and over across all four Gospels, right?
Lots of times.
And he specifically says, he says many times, he says we hear that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a wealthy man to get into heaven. He talks about, in Matthew, verse 25, he talks about how he separates the sheep from the goats, and he says, whatever you did for the least of those, you did for me. When you welcomed the stranger in the strange land, when you fed those who were hungry, when you gave those who were thirsty something to drink, when you visited the sick, when you visited those in prison. He says that. He said, today I tell you, you would join me in paradise. And then he says, to those of you who would not do those things, cast them off into the lake of fire. Jesus gives that parable himself. And so we hear those things over and over and over again. And I just think that if we want to be Christian and those people really do profess it, well, then maybe we shouldn't be worried about these bullshit social things, and maybe we should be more concerned just about trying to help people. Or maybe we shouldn't be calling ourselves Christian and trying to say that a movement is a Christian movement, because that's pretty hypocritical, don't you think?
Sort of, yes. I agree with a lot that you said. There are things, though, that I do think the Republican Party, Trump himself, does that is very Christian-like. I just think he also does a lot of things that are very, unfortunately, he's just not a very good guy sometimes. So I get why a lot of people don't.
What things do you think that he does that are Christian-like? Just out of curiosity.
Well, okay. No, it's true. No, it's a good question. Like, it's not necessarily what he says. It's what the Republican Party is doing over the Democratic Party. And so when I voted, I made a decision. I'm voting for the lesser of two guys. Like I didn't like either option, to make that clear. I just voted for what I thought was the better option. And so when that's the main reason why I voted for him. And to answer your question, sorry, I think just something about the Democratic Party that is always just, taking gay out of the equation, because I know we already went over this, just is mainly like their policies that they're pushing, and I know it's about the immigration. Like they're like I am very.
So just to be clear, I asked you, what is Donald Trump doing that is Christian? So there's no answer to that, right? And then
he's upholding the law. I'll answer it. I'm sorry. Good.
Do you?
The Democrats are abusing the law.
With what?
Immigration's a big one. Since we'll talk about immigration, since it's a very relevant topic right now in America. Oof. ICE is not the right group to be doing the job, and I can admit that as someone I'm not happy that I see a guy get shot in the back who was completely unarmed. It's completely unethical, and I know it's ICE. I don't think ICE is the right group. ICE should not be the group doing this. It should be ICE, but it's the people that they're hiring.
That was actually border protection, not ICE.
Go ahead. Sorry. Finish. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
No, that was border protection, not ICE.
It wasn't ICE who killed the guy?
No, ICE killed Renee Nicole Good.
But I'm talking about that as well. Okay. But my point is they murdered somebody. And I don't approve of those actions. But that doesn't make up for when people see that, they think all of ICE is bad, which isn't true. The idea of ICE is very good, and it's very Christian-like. Like, we cannot have illegal immigrants coming into this country. It's just not. That's not Christian-like at all. I don't even want to stay on religion. I don't want to stay on religion.
What does does the Bible say anything about immigration status?
I don't want to stay on religion. Like I'm just talking about.
Okay, but this is your
Trump.
whole reason,
right?
In here, and I'm not trying to be rude in any way, but it sounds as though you need to go through some deconstruction just with the information that you have been taught about the Bible. Not because it's not you're not the problem, right? It's the individuals that have taught you what it says and that have given you these ideas that somehow the Republican Party is the party that is on the side of God, when truthfully, they're not, sir. They're not.
I have to agree to disagree on it.
Okay. Well, see what Jesus and God would have done, because they're quite clear in the Bible many times over, is they would have allowed everybody in and they would have made them citizens.
No, they would not. That's not true.
Oh, okay. No problem.
I wish I remembered these verses. There are verses in the Bible where he clearly talks about that.
Oh,
that's
really?
not true.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Oof.
I'm 100% sure about it.
Okay.
Making me turn on my computer.
No, he does talk about how he would not accept illegal immigrants. No.
Where does it specify documentation
when he walks
status?
he's had moments in the Bible where he sees the law being broken. And it's his most angry moments.
1 Peter 2:11-12. Beloved, I urge you as sojourners and exiles to abstain from the passions of the flesh which wage war against your soul. Keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable. They speak against you as evildoers. They may see the good deeds and glorify God on the day of visitation. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you are strangers in the land of Egypt. Yes. I am the Lord your God.
And he's not referring to
sojourn in this land. Really? And which part of that does it say, except for those who illegally come here? Which
'Cause
I
he's not
missed that. I
talking-
missed
he's not
that line.
talking-
I missed
he's
that
not
line,
talking-
Misfire.
he's not talking-
I missed
he's
that
not talking
line.
about
I
those
missed
people.
the line where it said, except for
different
those
people.
people who are illegal, for thou shalt deport them and
So
turn
you
them
think-
over to CBP.
So you
Here,
think
I have
you
this
think
for
you think it's
I
okay
think this
to
one will hit.
Can I-
I think this one will sit better. Hebrews 13 verses 1 through 3. Let mutual love continue. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so that some have entertained angels without knowing it. Remember those who are in prison as though you were in prison with them, those who are being tortured as though you yourselves were being tortured. Does it specify what type of stranger it is in that verse, or does it just say to strangers with the plurality with no distinction between status?
Misfire, you have to unmute. I invited you to unmute.
I'm sorry, go ahead. What say that again? You said you muted me?
Are you familiar with Hebrews?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. We can
Okay,
hear you.
no, he's not. Those verses are not talking about illegal immigration, with people coming to another country, illegally staying there, abusing the system, living off of the system for free, not paying taxes. Do you think Jesus, that's not what Jesus is talking about there. That's what I'm talking about, reality. There are people in this country that the Democrats are okay with because they need voters. That's one reason. They need
Holy
people to
shit,
come into
dude.
this
Now,
country
all right,
and live
dude.
here.
All right,
Well,
cool
Matt,
story.
I'm gonna leave you to him to you. Good luck with all of your blessings, and may we proselytize to him well. Amen. Hail Satan.
Amen. Hail Satan. God bless you and your evil partner, Polly. God bless both of you.
Say it again.
Oh, I never called them evil. Well,
Hail Satan!
when did I ever?
Hail
Don't
Satan.
put words in my mouth.
I
Don't
didn't
put words
say
in my mouth,
I
though.
did. I called him evil. I called him
Okay,
evil.
sorry.
That
I
was
heard. I'm on my phone, so the audio is not perfect. I'm sorry.
that was me. Okay, that was me. I called him evil. Okay, so everyone just calm down. So I just want to clear something up with you. So you just mentioned something about the Democrats need votes, right? Is that what you said? You said the Democrats need votes, and that's why they want.
Well, yeah, the last election they won was
awesome. Well, let me help you out here. Number one, where are the largest concentrations of undocumented people in this country? Which states?
I'm going to assume Minnesota's one.
You couldn't be more wrong.
I don't think so.
Cool. Then what are the numbers? Okay, if you don't think so, what are the numbers? Tell us all the numbers.
Let me. Okay. I wish I tried to join this on my computer so that I could actually.
What are the numbers? If you just said you
I don't
think
know the
so, well,
numbers.
I do know the numbers because I have actual
Okay,
fucking facts because I do this 5 days a week.
Sure.
So would
What
you
are the
like to
states?
know the actual fucking numbers, or do you just want to use your fucking thoughts and prayers?
You don't have to get hostile. What are the numbers?
Well, considering that you don't seem to understand how any of this shit works, let me help you out. The rough estimate in Minnesota for undocumented people is around about 130,000. Do you want to take a guess what it is in Texas?
Oh, of course.
What is
'Cause
it
we're
in
the
Texas?
Texas border.
What is
What's
it
the
in
number?
Texas?
I don't know. Read the number.
Oh, well, I thought that you said that one of the highest places was Minnesota.
No, I was being. I was saying it because of what's going on in Minnesota right now.
Oh,
But go ahead.
cool.
Read,
All right.
What
yeah,
state is it?
it's over 1.5 million, roughly. How
Okay,
about
and-
Florida? What do you think it is in Florida?
Very
Since
high
you
in
don't
Florida.
know, I'll
Okay.
tell you. It's about 1.2 million.
Yes,
What is it
very
in
high.
Arizona? It's around 300,000. I'm going to help
And
you
why
out
is the
with
number
some.
so high?
Allow me to help you out with something. If you're going to talk about voting advantages, the largest voting advantages happen in those states, because if you
Yes.
want to say that the census numbers get skewed, number one, they can't fucking vote because they're not fucking citizens. That's number one. But
Well, that
number
was the whole
two,
problem.
if you're
Yeah.
going to make the assertion that somehow it pushes the scale and tips it in one way or the other, it tips towards Republicans, because most of those people, if they get counted in the census, that means that those states get more congressional seats. Do you understand? So
Yes, I understand
actually, undocumented immigrants help out red states more than they do blue states, you moron.
Okay, let me explain.
No, I don't need you to explain anything because
no, let me counter what you're saying.
There's nothing to counter. You don't understand.
No, you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Yes, because you don't even fucking know what the fuck you're talking about. You're running off of fucking vibes, bro.
Let me speak.
Cool, go for it.
So the states that you're mentioning, yes, I'm not shocked that number is high. When an illegal immigrant comes to the country, those countries are easier to get into. Yes, Texas being number one, I'm not shocked because of who they border. So when those illegal immigrants enter the country, though, they spread.
No, they don't. I literally just told you the undocumented dude. Shut the fuck up and listen to what I am saying. I literally just told you the current population estimates, not when they come in and then they leave. No, those are the current fucking estimates. So
you can't even know the
estimate. What is an estimate?
They're not documented.
What is an estimate?
So yeah, what do you think the number is? What is an
estimate, kid? What is an estimate?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Do you know how to define a fucking word? What is an estimate?
Brother.
I am not your fucking brother. You literally don't understand the words that are coming out of my fucking mouth. I said the word estimate. An estimate is simply a way to measure without knowing the actual number. No one said these are exact numbers. They're estimates. That's it. But they're still current. No one is saying that there are 1.5 million people in Texas and then one day they'll all be gone. That's not how that works. There are 1.5 million roughly by estimation, and that's what the population undocumented in Texas is going to be. Roughly. In Maine right now, it's about 10,000 people. In Minnesota, like I said, it's about 130,000 people. This trend favors red states because it pushes their census numbers up and it gives them more congressional seats. You literally don't have an understanding of how this works or how those estimates are made. I can't make this any fucking simpler for you, bro.
They're illegal immigrants that are not documented. You're not going to know the number.
I can't, dude, bro. I can't. Yeah, somebody else.
Misfire. What is the title that our immigration law is under?
He doesn't know. Jesus.
I know he doesn't know. You have to unmute yourself, Misfire.
I invited you to unmute.
It's one little button. It looks like a microphone, honey. It's okay. You can press it. How old is he?
26.
Oh, that tracks.
But I invited you to unmute. You have to hit the microphone button next to your. That's at the bottom.
Oh, there he goes.
Okay, well.
Oh, you little bastard! Damn it!
By the way, Misfire, if you're still in here listening, you should actually read your Bible. I have mine right next to me. It's the version you guys all love, which is the mistranslated King James version. You should know the difference between Mosaical law and secular law because Jesus broke secular law, which is why he was crucified. The scripture you are trying to cite where he flipped the tables, the reason he was the most mad, he was mad that they were violating Mosaical law. Read your Bible, kid.
I need to point out, you tiny, fragile little noodle, you said, oh, they don't pay taxes. No, eat another crayon, kid. They pay almost $100 billion in taxes every fucking year. Holy God. I think he gave me a hemorrhoid, Matt, and I don't like it.
Well, hemorrhoid. He was the hemorrhoid. So.
Yes, oh God, he is he's a hemorrhoid with legs.
I mean, like, I'm willing to give someone a chance, but like that just fucking went from bad to worse to fucking stupid. I mean, that was just
it just got worser and worser and worser.
Sorry, and Mia, I'm sorry, Mia, did you want to say something, friend? Also,
Hi. No, mine was more so of a question for him. I can't get that answer because you ran.
I'm sorry.
But hey, if you're still in here, please request back up. I'm actually in a decent mood right now. So like,
Oh, I'm not. I want to be mean to you. I want to be.
no, but like I'm in a really decent mood right now, and I really have some questions for you. And I say that with like very much a lot of niceness. And I'm not nice. It's just, you know.
My DMs are open, but I repeat, I just want to be mean to you. I want to degrade you and say everything to you in a DM.
You have to charge
that I
for that, babe.
unfortunately-
I told you
Hey,
that.
listen, you're right. In this economy, pay links in bio, babe. What do you mean?
Wait, so Dean is in the chat. Dad, not the other Dean. He's in the chat and he's gifting me. And I just want to say thank you, Dad, for coming
thank
back
you
with
for
the milk.
gifts, guys.
We do. We love you, Dad.
I appreciate you, and thank you for getting those little things that puff from your mouth and coming back. I appreciate it.
What? You can't say.
Okay.
What's happening?
Okay.
His name is Dad.
Okay.
He came back with the milk.
Anyway, all right. Well, that happened.
Yeah, I love you. This is my time.
We love you,
Okay,
man.
Isla, thank you. I'm sorry, guys. Here, I was fully prepared to have all of you
That's
go
okay.
to town.
Oh, no worries.
All right.
It's all right.
Much
We love
love
you
to
anyway.
all three of you. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. By the way, Devin down in the chat said he's scared of women. I mean, if I was on the other side and I saw that shit coming, I'd be scared too. Okay, so hope you follow all of our friends. By the way, please follow all of our friends. If you see them in the chat, not obviously our friend Ari. Hopefully you're following Ari and Polly. I assume that most of you are. If you're here, the odds are very high that you follow both of them. But also you should be following our friends Moni, follow our friend Crystal, Twista there, and follow our friend Mia too. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Oh, Space Ghost says the host is batting 0. Oh man, that sucks. Oh well. Anyways. Glad to have about 1,100 of you guys in here, even though I'm batting 0. I must suck. That's cool. Also, we've got about 175 of you over on the tube. Appreciate you. And thank you to Stacy. Speaking of the tube, thank you to Stacy for the super chat. That's very kind of you. The $4.99 super chat. Jesus famously said, quote, "Thou shalt separate the children from their parents and put them in detention centers." Very famous Bible verse, Stacy. Very, very famous Bible verse. Yeah, very, very famous. Let's see. Guys, please only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We might open up the phone lines here to talk to some of the folks over on the tube. Let's see. CB, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how old are you and what state did you vote in?
30, Florida.
Okay, do you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
What do you have against Trump? And don't crash out on me like you did on the last guy.
Yeah, I just asked you a question. I said, do you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
I'm asking you a question. What do you have against Donald Trump?
I understand, and I asked you the question first. You don't answer a question with a question. So I'll ask you one more last time. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else
And
that
here
Donald
you
Trump is
go,
doing?
crashing out.
All right. Bye. And that was easy. Anyways, guys, keep those requests coming up. I'll tell you what, we'll open up the phone line. Maybe we can get some decent people to call in on the tube. Let's see. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, the phone line is open. The phone line is currently open. So if you'd like to pop in, now be the time. Now be the time. So if you voted for Donald Trump, the phone line is open. Phone line is open. You see that number at the top of the screen, 617-539-6897. So if you're over on the tube, you like to call in, come on in. Yes, CB, it was very easy to figure out that you didn't want to have a real conversation. It was too easy. Agreed 100%. Cool story, bro. Awesome. Let's see what we got here. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know what? I missed on the Blue app. Tammy, I'm so sorry. God, these are not coming through as quickly as possible. I'm so sorry. Tammy, thank you on the Blue app. I apologize so much. This is for the last guest. It says, ask him why he can't vote for Dems because of LGBTQ, but will vote for an adulterer, rapist, child predator. Yeah, well, he wasn't going to be able to answer any of that shit. I mean, that guy, he was very confused, Tammy. Thank you very much. We always appreciate you, Tammy. Also, thank you to Tara. On the Blue app as well, it says, does Misfire think Jesus is white? Also, Jesus flipped tables and broke the law. Yeah, Jesus was a brown socialist Jew. So that's a thing. Hi, caller. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Cool. All right. Well, that was fun. Let's see what we got here. Right. Well, I guess if we got no one calling, we'll take a TikTok guest. Hi, Lee. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
36, Idaho.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects that I have above or something else that Donald Trump's doing right now?
Something else.
Okay. What's that?
Where did it become okay for like Democrats just to blur out whatever's on the top of their head?
I'm sorry. That isn't related to anything that Donald Trump is doing right now. So if you'd like to stay on topic, that's fine. Otherwise, I can just move on to something else. But if you want to just whine and complain if you want to whine and complain about Democrats, you can go do it like with your 8 other MAGA friends in your live that has 15 people. But if you'd like to talk about current policy and you know what's happening in the world today and this administration, we could have a conversation. Otherwise, I'll move on to someone else. So I'll invite you to mute. Can you do that or no?
You libs are all the same. What's wrong?
Nothing. Seems like you guys just don't know how to have an actual conversation about politics. You guys are such snowflakes with your hurt little feelings. Anyways, all right, I guess we'll open the phone line back up. Opening the phone line, guys. So if you are on the tube, open the phone line. I don't know why that was so hard. You could just answer the quick. We can just talk policy. What is wrong with these people? God. Anyways, I really appreciate all of you fine folks being here on a Thursday night. I do not say it enough. I really should. Your support is absolutely phenomenal. It means so much to me. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your support with the gifts and on the pay apps. Thank you for being here on the tube. It means a lot. The fact that we've got over 1,000 people over here and more on the tube. It's very nice, very kind. Also, thank you to our mods. Our mods are really wonderful. I appreciate you guys being here and helping out. Let's see what we got. Hi, thanks for calling the stream. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Oh, okay, friend. Well, listen, I'm just looking for Trump supporters right now, but I appreciate you, okay? Hope you have a good night. All right. Sorry, friend. Okay. Well, thank you. I hope you have a good night. But I am just looking for Trump supporters, guys. If you voted for Donald Trump, please hop in the box, but just Trump supporters right now, guys. Thank you. Also, thank you to Kebabs. Kebabs, that's a great name, over on the tube. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It says, Donald is the Antichrist. I will die on this hill. Fair enough, Kebabs. Lee, you seem to be, I don't know, man. You don't seem to be okay tonight. Maybe you need to go sleep it off, bro. Yeah. Don't know what's up with you, man, but I don't know. Good luck. Good luck to you. If you're just gonna spam the chat, I'm not gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. So, since you can't be an adult and have a real conversation, we're gonna take away your First Amendment rights. Okay. All right. Cool story, bro. Anyways. All right. Here we go. All right. Once again, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, you can hop in the box over on the Ticket Talks or call in. We've got the number above. The number is open. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. That is what you can do. Let's see. We got someone on TikTok. Let's see. William, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
48, Minnesota.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
We can do ISIS, a terrorist group.
Okay. What would you like to say?
I don't necessarily. I guess I wouldn't classify them as a terrorist group. I believe we need some immigration control.
Okay. I never. That statement isn't we need no immigration control. That statement is that ICE is a domestic terrorist group. So
ICE is in charge of the immigration control. So you're saying immigration control?
No.
So what part of ICE are you saying?
CBP and DHS can also be in charge of immigration control. You realize that ICE has only existed for just over 20 years, right? You realize that for the majority of the history of the United States, ICE didn't exist. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we actually don't need ICE. We could do this without ICE. But that being said, I'm simply saying that we don't need immigration enforcement because we can do immigration enforcement in a number of different ways. ICE, specifically, is acting as a domestic terrorist group.
Well, I guess let's define domestic terrorist group.
Great. So what's the definition of terrorism?
To me, it's a belief against something.
That's not terrorism. So the actual definition of terrorism, like in the Oxford Dictionary, is the unlawful use of violence and intimidation against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. That's the actual definition of what terrorism is. So unlawful use of violence and intimidation against civilians for political aims. So is ICE doing a bunch of shit unlawfully?
You want to talk percentage, or you just are talking certain events? Yeah, I think there were some unlawful things. I also think there's very lawful things of deportation and all that.
Just saying that they did some things lawfully doesn't negate the fact that they've done a ton of things that were unlawful and perpetrated acts of violence against civilians. Because you have to admit that they've done a bunch of things that were unlawful and have perpetrated a bunch of violence against civilians. Because those are facts. We have those facts. They have done those things.
And the facts are vice versa. The civilians also
hold on.
intimidated.
Hey bud, no. Here's what we're doing. Right now, we're not going to do the whataboutism. If you want to try to convince me that somehow the civilians hurt the big bad policeman, you can do that after. Right now, we're defining terrorism, and I'm explaining to you why ICE fits the definition of a terrorist group by the very definition of the word.
And by your very definition,
you can whataboutism.
The other group is. So you have two terrorist groups against each other.
Time out. If you think that the other group is number one, you didn't listen to the definition. Do you want to repeat back the definition of the word to me?
No.
I didn't think so, because what's the second part of the definition that I said was really important? Who is the violence and intimidation against?
You got to understand, ICE are civilians here in the U.S.
ICE are not civilians, bud. ICE is the government. ICE are federal law enforcement agents.
They're individuals.
Bud, hey, listen, hey, chief. I hate to break this to you. Shut the fuck up. I understand that you want them to be civilians for your argument. They are literally, by no definition, civilians. There is no definition of what they do that they are civilians. They are part of our government. They are law enforcement officers. Period. The end. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. Because if they're not, then we have an even greater problem. Because then they definitely don't qualify under any protections that federal law enforcement officers follow. So, which is it? Are they law enforcement officers or are they not?
They're law enforcement.
Great.
Right?
So they're not civilians. So therefore, it is impossible to make the argument that protesters are terrorists because they literally cannot be, because no matter what they're doing, they're not committing violence and intimidation against civilians. And by the way, they're not committing violence and intimidation. And now, thank you for trying to pivot away from actually what ICE is doing.
So if bud, church?
Okay, I'm going to mute you again. Thank you again for trying to pivot away from what ICE is doing. I've already explained to you, we can talk about the protesters after the fact. We're talking about ICE right now. I know you don't want to talk about ICE. We're talking about ICE. So, ICE has committed numerous unlawful acts. They've committed numerous acts of violence and intimidation. They have done so against civilians, and they have done so with a political aim in mind. Therefore, they fit the very definition of what terrorism is. I've invited you to unmute. I don't know why you haven't come off mute. You have to hit the little microphone with the slash through it.
There. Did that go on?
Yep.
So, yes, I believe there was some wrong with ICE. You're asking as an organization as a whole, right? You're saying ICE as a whole. That means all 20, 40,000, 200,000, whatever, how many they employ. I have no clue. You're saying every single one's a terrorist then.
I'm saying that they're all part of a terrorist group.
So then they're all terrorists. If they're all part of the group, they're all terrorists.
I mean, if you want to define
By
it
your
that
logic.
way, if you want to define it that way, go for it.
No, that's your logic. I'm asking you.
I'm not trying to define each and every one of them as a terrorist specifically. I'm saying the fact that the group as a whole and the way that they act is in the manner of a terrorist group. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
So
I don't know why I don't know
group.
why you're fixated on trying to assign blame to individuals. I'm pointing out the fact that the group as a whole is doing a bunch of bad shit. In 1930s Germany, did every single member of the Nazi Party do something terrible and awful? Absolutely not. A bunch of them probably never unalived somebody, never sent a Jewish person on a train to a concentration camp. I bet there's a bunch of them who actually probably never did something bad. But are they still part of a really terrible organization who did a bunch of bad things? And you would be like, you were a Schnazi. That's really bad. You would. So, I mean, sorry. If you are part of ICE right now and you're looking around at what's going on and you're still going out there and fucking covering your face up, if you're going out there like this and you feel the need that you need to cover your fucking face because they've never had to do that before, then I think that there's a fucking problem. Also, if you want to compare them to ICE of the past, for example, in 8 years under Obama, do you know how many people unalived in ICE custody or via ICE incidents in 8 years, over 8 years? Do you know how many people?
No, I don't.
The number is about 57. 57 people. And quite frankly, I still think that that's actually too fucking high, and I don't like that number. I think that 57 people over 8 years is actually, when I found out that number, that made me mad still. I didn't like that number. But that's neither here nor there. Do you know how many people, as of right now that we know about, have been unalived in the last year since Donald Trump took office and has revamped ICE? Do you want to take a guess?
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be more than the number you said.
It's 52 now. In a single year, they've almost matched 8 years of Obama in 1 year. And the reports and the things that we've heard from some of these camps are terrible. Like the guy in Texas who they said unalived himself, and then the Texas coroner came back and called it a homicide. The coroner independently came back and
said
called
potentially.
it. No, he called it.
Yes.
Oh,
You got to
really?
look that up again.
Oh,
sir.
really? Cool. Awesome. Then show me
Yeah.
the autopsy report.
You're the one that said it. You have to do the proof.
No, you're the one who's claiming that I'm lying.
No, you can't claim that as a fact if you don't even have the proof of the fact.
Sure. You want me to pull up the autopsy report for you? Here. An El Paso County autopsy released in January 26 ruled the death of 55-year-old Cuban detainee Geraldo Lunes Campos a homicide by asphyxia due to neck and torso compression.
What's your source?
NBC News, NPR, ABC News, El Paso Matters, the Laredo Morning Times, PBS. Here, I'll put it up on the screen for you, bud. Hold on. I mean, you're actually the first person that's even asked me to show this source, because I just kind of figured that it was like everyone had seen this story. But here you go. Boo, boo, boo. Can you read it?
Yeah.
Cool. So, don't think I was wrong about that one.
So what was your question again? Just so I can't remember where you got to that point. You mentioned him.
My point is that while we're talking about ICE, they are literally unaliving people at a rate of 8 times then that they were under the Obama administration. So, obviously, they're 8 times more violent. They're committing more violence against civilians. They're doing so unlawfully, and they're doing it with a strict political aim in mind, because the president and the vice president and the secretary of DHS and all of these different people, Stephen Miller and whoever else you want to talk about, they've expressly said this is our political aim. So how does it not fit the very definition of terrorism?
Without, I guess I just don't see it that way.
Sure, you can just ignore the facts and an actual fucking definition of a word and just say, well, I don't like it, so I'm going to ignore it.
No, I don't agree that they're a terrorist group.
Yeah, you don't agree because you're ignoring the facts. I literally just pointed out to you all of the facts. I slotted them right into the definition. I said, here's how they match up with each part of the definition. Here you go.
Sure. If you concede that point, then you got to concede all the other side of that. But you don't want to talk about the other side of any side, which is fine. We're talking directly about ICE.
But if you want to talk about the other side, we can talk about the protesters all you want. But here's the problem you're going to have. If you want to say that they're a terrorist organization, number one, you'd have to prove that they're doing something against civilians, which they're not. And then number two, you'd have to prove that they're using...
It's not just civilians. Your definition just says especially civilians.
Number two, you'd have to prove that they're actually using widespread violence and intimidation, which they're not.
You don't think so?
No, it's not that I don't think so. It's that they're not. You can't prove this. And by the way, I do this 5 days a week, and lots of people try to do this whole like whataboutism and say, well, the protesters are being violent too. And then they come up here and they say that they can prove it, and then they can't prove anything. Because the protesters literally go out in the tens of thousands, and they do so peacefully.
That is BS, man.
Cool.
Come to
Then
Minnesota.
great. Then stop and prove it.
Come to Minnesota.
No. Not anecdotal bullshit. I want you to show me an actual instance where protesters on their own became violent without being instigated by ICE. Because when they went out and protested on their own last week, didn't you guys have tens of thousands of people and 0 incidents? Oh, that's right. You did.
So the second guy that got shot by ICE, the ICE agent before he shot him,
Alex
was getting beat by a shovel.
Alex Preddy.
No, not the second one that passed away. The another one got shot in the leg.
Which
I don't know
guy?
if you guys know that story.
Which one? What's his name?
I don't know his name. All I know is it was in the Minnesota.
Protester. That was someone they were trying to detain.
What?
There was someone they were trying to detain.
No, that's not who was beating him with the shovel and broom.
What?
It was separate people beating him. And then he ended up shooting the guy.
Wait a second.
But I'm
I
just
know.
saying,
Hold on.
when I can't drive down Minneapolis-
Time out. I know the guy that you're talking about. I know the story that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. Independent witnesses have verified that agent wasn't getting beaten with a shovel and with a broom. That's not what happened. In fact, the guy who got shot in the leg literally ran away into someone else's house, and then the agent shot into the house where there was a pregnant woman.
So fleeing an officer is okay.
Yo! I want you to acknowledge what the fuck I just said. That didn't happen. The officer did not get beaten that way. You literally just repeated a complete fucking falsehood. That did not happen.
No, that did happen.
No, it didn't happen. It was literally proven wrong. We have video of it.
I
have
can say the same
video
thing.
of it.
There's witnesses.
Shut the fuck up. We have video and witness testimony that proves that wrong. They literally shot into the house. You are 100% wrong. Holy shit, dude. I can't with these fucking people today, Erica. Holy shit.
Right. You should come to Minnesota.
Bootlickers. Cucks for Trump. They're cuck-servatives. That's all that is to it. Tap the screen, y'all. Do all the good things.
Because I can tell you, I didn't vote for Trump the first
time.
term.
I'm so sorry. My friend was talking. You didn't need to interrupt her while she was literally in the middle of a sentence. But what did you say? Because I couldn't hear you because she was talking. What?
I just said I didn't vote for Trump the first term.
Cool. Do you want a cookie?
No, but I'm saying
we have animal crackers out back.
You guys,
your juice box,
and everyone thinks that that we have to be divisive. You and the reality is the nation is split half and half.
You think that everyone thinks we have to be divisive?
Yeah, you want to pick a side. You want to pick a left or right side.
Well, yeah, I would want people not to choose fascism. I would want people not to choose authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Mom Donnie, like, be fucking for real, bro.
And don't choose
Thank you
socialism.
For the start, by the way.
What I'm saying is,
okay, I'm so friggin' sorry. My apologies to you, though. My apologies to you. What's socialism?
What do you think socialism is?
I don't matter what I think it is. I'm not the one making the claim that I'm choosing socialism. What is socialism?
Socialism is where you guys just think everything has to be handed out to everyone.
Yeah, you don't know what socialism is. So therefore, we are not going to have an argument about something that you don't know about. I am so tired of y'all having such big opinions, but little facts. Little to no knowledge. Other things that you claim you do not like. You don't know what socialism is. Right? Socialism is simply when the workers own the means of production. That is it. That means that if we have a resource in this country, all right, it is nationalized. All right, nationalized, and the revenue that is made from it goes back to the citizens, not in the form of like a paycheck, but into social programs. Social programs like universal health care for all. All right, how about that? What about free public, not free public, but free public schools? All right, free college. All right, paid maternal and paternal leave. It goes into programs back to improve the quality of life for its citizens. That's what socialism is. Jesus friggin' Christ of
No,
Latter-day Saints.
basically the way you define it.
No, it's not
is
the way
It's
that.
not the way I
no,
define it.
Jesus
It's what it
Christ,
is.
dude. That's
No,
literally
it's
what
what
it
you define
is.
it.
That's what socialism is. I'm so sorry that you don't understand what it is, and you've been brainwashed by the right-wing media into thinking you know what socialism is. You don't. If you look up the word socialism, that is literally the definition of what it is. It's the workers own the means of production. And more colloquially, socialism in the way that the rest of the world uses it and the way that we would understand it is something like, hey, we all pay taxes, and those taxes go towards our roads, or they go to the police department or to the fire department. Do you drive on roads in Minnesota?
Yep.
Cool, you participate in socialism. Would you call
No.
the fire? Would you call the fire department if your house was burning down?
Yep.
You participate in socialism. Would you call the police department if someone was breaking into your house?
Yep.
You participate in socialism. Congratulations, you're a dirty socialist, just like the rest of us. That's all that socialism is, bud.
Jesus.
Holy shit, you guys really don't understand shit. This is why we are where we are, is because people like you think that these things mean something that they don't. That's all that socialism is.
You've allowed propaganda to actually frame the way in which you think. It has truly shaped what you believe, and it's simply just not true. It's not true. Socialism isn't a bad thing. The VA, the Veterans Administration, that is complete socialism right there in the way in which it operates, because it is truly funded by not just our taxpayer dollars, but it gives veterans all of these free benefits. They get, if you retire from the military, you get free healthcare for the rest of your life. All right, you don't have to pay for it. I mean, and then like also you get things like the GI Bill. The GI Bill will pay for your school. You get the VA loan. You can buy a house with a VA loan. I need you to think about these things and what it is that you believe, because what you believe is based in falsehoods. You don't know what you don't like. Think about that. Give us an argument right now against socialism.
You guys try to peg me, and you guys don't know me from Jack, and so you guys think I listen to what? What media do you think I listen to?
Why are you pivoting away from the question,
fudge.
dude? Why
No,
can't you
'cause
just answer the
you just
question?
told me.
Why can't you just answer
she
the
just said
question?
me.
She said, why can't you? Why give us an argument against socialism? Who cares what we think about you? Just give us an argument
I can
against
give
socialism.
you an argument against fascism.
Yeah.
Sure.
Give us an argument against socialism.
Universal health care doesn't work. First off, if you lived in a country that has universal health care, I can tell you, because I can tell you people that's lived in both of those countries that I'm speaking of, and that doesn't work. So you see, you guys are all about, I'm going to give you this quote
Fantastic.
online. I'm going to read an article.
I'm so glad that you brought up
I'm rubber meets the
universal.
road
I'm
that
so
I
glad
actually
that you
know
brought up
people.
universal. I'm so glad you brought up universal healthcare, because honestly, it's absolutely one of my favorite subjects to talk about, my friend. So anyways, this is the 2004 Commonwealth Fund. And the Commonwealth Fund is one of the most respected organizations when it comes to healthcare studies in the world. And they took a shitload of data from the WHO, the Organization for Economic Cooperation, the Our World in Data, and they used all of the national data registries and research literature that was available to them from each of these countries. And what they did was they ranked all of the healthcare systems, and they took basically the top 9 or 10 countries in the developed world, and they put them up against each other. And guess what? Every other country that we're going to look at, aside from the U.S., has universal health care, and we do not. So let's go through it. If you want to talk data, see, I don't give a fuck about, your anecdotal information or your friend that
Right, you don't
know.
give a care about.
Yeah, I don't give a
individuals.
care
You
about your bullshit anecdotal information, because guess what? I know a bunch of people who live in European countries too. So if you want to talk anecdotal information about
That's fine,
people
'cause
who
that's
live in
rubber meets the
countries,
road. I'd
so
sooner
instead
talk
of
about that.
actually doing that, let's use real fucking data and
That's
real
not
fucking
real.
studies. Fantastic. I'm so glad we agree. Anyways, this is chart number 1. The United States lags its international peers considerably on health system performance. Up at the top is higher performance. Down at the bottom is lower performance. Here's Australia, the Netherlands, UK, New Zealand, France, Sweden, Canada, Switzerland, and Germany. And here at the bottom, that's the United States. So that means that we're way worse than everyone else. Here's healthcare spending as a percentage of GDP from 1980 to 2023. Guess who's the red line at the top? It's us. We spend 16.5% of our GDP on healthcare, where everyone else is down here around the 11 or 12% mark, which means we're spending way more money than we need to, and we're doing way worse than everyone else. In fact, this chart shows you exactly what that is. Here's healthcare system performance compared to spending. You'll notice everyone else is right here, and the U.S. is all the way down here, which means we spend way more money, and we do way worse than everyone else. Here's a chart showing that Americans face the most barriers to accessing and affording healthcare. Look where we are. We're at the very bottom under lower performing. Holy shit. Holy shit. It's really fucking bad. Here's a chart showing that U.S. physicians and patients are most likely to face hurdles related to insurance rules, billing disputes, and reporting requirements. Here's a chart that shows that the United States and New Zealand trail peers for equity in healthcare access and experience. It's literally the only thing that we're close to someone else with, but don't worry, we're still below New Zealand. Do you get the point now? Do you understand now how much we suck compared to everyone else?
You just gave out some numbers. You didn't actually, that doesn't solve the problem. You're not addressing a problem. Like why? You're not addressing the whys. The reports, your little brochures there, doesn't address the whys. You want to talk about some of the whys in the healthcare? You got to talk about the insurance, not just that the patient has to carry, but that the doctor has to carry.
literally didn't understand anything I just showed you, did you?
Yes, I walked all the way through it.
Fantastic. So what did every other country whose healthcare is better than ours, what did every other country have in common?
I bet the malpractice insurance is
What
not
did
there.
every other country aside from ours have in common? If you were paying attention, you would know. What does every other country besides ours have in common? They all have universal health care. They all have single payer, and we don't. They all have that dirty socialism, and we don't. So whatever you're about to say about not understanding the root cause or wanting to fix the problem or whatever it is, I don't really fucking care. We know what the problem is.
You don't care.
No. I don't care. I don't care about what I don't care about.
I understand you don't.
I'm sorry. I think you've missed the point of what I was just about to say, because you kind of cut me off. I'm just going to look right here and I'm going to tell you, I want to just make this real fucking clear. I don't care what you think about it or what you have to say. I don't give a fuck about your opinion on the issue or what fucking friend you have in Canada who told you that they had to wait 8 weeks for a life-saving procedure. You're full of shit. We have actual fucking data that shows every single country in the world that has universal health care does better than us. So that's what I don't care about. I don't care about your fucking opinion on it.
When something actually happens, it's not much of an opinion when it becomes facts. Now, could it be a case-by-case scenario? Sure, I give you that. And the overwhelming saying is just saying universal health care is great. And we got the data to prove it. But experiences for me, experiences like driving down the streets of Minneapolis, experiences carry more weight than a piece of paper you can pop up on a screen.
You have no experience with universal health care.
Oh, I do.
Really? And where did you live that had universal health care? What country?
It was my in-laws in Bulgaria.
Your in-laws in Bulgaria?
Yeah.
That's your experience with universal health care.
Did you have the experience or did your in-laws? So is this hearsay or is this a first person story that we're
Obviously, it
about
was
to
my
hear?
in-laws. I wasn't
Oh,
there.
okay. So it's hearsay. Oh, okay. Got it. So you're not even telling your own anecdote. You're trying to tell somebody else's story. Okay.
Also, I just double checked and I looked it up. They don't actually have fully universal health care. They have like a framework in place and
Jesus fucking Christ.
they're trying to implement it. They would like to implement it, but they have like a contribution system and it's not fully universal. They also have high out-of-pocket payments, which often lead to financial hardship, limiting access to care for low-income residents. Holy shit. It's like they have a system that's very similar to ours.
No.
They don't have full universal health care, bro. I literally just looked it up because I wanted to see what their system was like.
That just proved the negative. They don't have it. Do you have anything that says they do have it? Just for shits and giggles? Shiggles? Anything?
It's just the universal health service insurance aimed for coverage. It's just what I looked it up.
Okay.
And it's
This is from the European Health Observatory at the WHO. Bulgaria has a compulsory social health insurance scheme with a single purchaser, the National Health Insurance Fund. Voluntary health insurance plays a role. Universal health coverage is regulated by law. However, between 11 and 12% of the population remains uninsured, which means literally by definition this is not universal health care. Because if you have that much of your population not insured, it's not universal health care. At 8.6% of GDP, health expenditure is on par with the WHO European average for the first time. Nevertheless, per capita spending was relatively low at U.S. per person of $2,391 in 2021, of which 65% was funded by public sources. Out-of-pocket spending in Bulgaria accounted for 34% of total health expenditure, more than double the EU average. Out-of-pocket spending is a result of cost sharing for most statutory services and direct payments for health services and medicines. That's not a thing when you have universal health care in pretty much every other country. That's the whole point, that you don't have out-of-pocket expenses.
Is that a question or?
No, I'm explaining to you that whatever you're trying to say about your in-laws, it doesn't relate to universal health care because their system is not that.
Okay.
It's kind of like how China is communist in name only. This is universal health care in name only. It doesn't function as universal health care would function. It's kind of almost similar to, like Matt said, like to the United States. Because of the fact that like people who are unemployed and can't get insurance, like they're uninsured, they only receive emergency care. So there's that. Like EMTALA here in the United States of America, if you don't have insurance, you can use EMTALA. And all they have to do is stabilize you, and it's only for serious injury and illness.
I guess I don't know about other states, but Minnesota they have to be treated.
Fucking hit it here, Matt.
So I guess I don't know all the other states' health requirements. I just know the hospitals here, and it's more than just the same.
EMTALA is federal law. Emergency Medicaid is
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in Minnesota, it's further along than
yeah.
that is.
EMTALA. Okay, I'll just explain it to you. EMTALA was established, I believe, in 1986. It was signed into law by Ronald Reagan. It basically determined that hospitals cannot deny people emergency medical care. They have to stabilize the patients. That's what it said. Then a few years later, we got emergency Medicaid. Emergency Medicaid, all right, is where you can go to the ER in the event of serious illness or injury. And again, they have to stabilize you. That's it. That's all. They can't deny you service because they can't deny you care, I should say, because you don't have insurance. That's what it is. That's federally. Yep. It's not just a Minnesota thing. It's federally. It means across the country.
Yep. It's literally.
Hey Matt, am I asshole?
You what?
What?
Yeah, they said this. Other people said I was condescending. I was like, am I condescending? I can't be. I'm an ass.
You?
Yeah, I think you're fine.
No.
I thought so.
Hey, and also
they were just stupid.
Also, even if they fuck them.
That's right. I know that's right.
Yeah, fuck them.
Okay, go on.
But also EMTALA is literally just it is literally just like if you are unaliving and you arrive at a hospital emergency room, we're not going to let you die. Like that's it. Like
no, it goes further than that.
No, it
They'll
doesn't.
do broken legs.
No, it
Yes.
doesn't. No, it really doesn't. It's like bro, if you really like it is so. Do you okay? How about this? Of EMTALA, of 100, let's say the 100% budget of EMTALA, how much of that, of 100%, how much of that is actually used on undocumented people? Do you know the number?
Oh my God.
I didn't even know, how did this go to undocumented workers? We weren't even there.
Then, okay.
So I didn't say anything about undocumented workers getting care or anything like that. So I'm confused on where you're going with this.
Okay, fine. I guess you don't care about it. Never mind. Okay, fine. Cool.
We were arguing socialism.
I thought,
and he said that we're going to turn into filthy socialists or something like that.
No,
we were
no,
like,
no.
what's
You guys
socialism?
said that. You guys said that.
What's socialism?
Don't put words in my mouth.
Actually, you
did.
literally said
I can tell you, I didn't
that.
say the word filthy at all.
No, you said
It's not a word I use.
Whatever.
Yeah, but you said we pointed out authoritarianism, and we pointed out to you where the right is, and you were like, well, I could say the same thing in being socialist, and then we pointed out to you that you're 100% wrong about socialism. You didn't even know really what it was.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep.
So what did that have to do with the immigration, undocumented workers getting medical care?
I was just going to point something out about EMTALA, but it doesn't really matter. So fine. I mean, listen, man. I guess it just seems like you don't really care about how any of this stuff works. You're just running off of vibes. You're just running off of feelings because with all the facts laid out in front of you, literally staring you in the face, you're just like, no, I just feel differently, even with fucking facts.
It's not just about feelings.
It literally is. You have zero facts. You have zero facts.
It's about relationship.
Nope.
It's about relationship.
That's a feeling.
Relationship? That would be a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
No.
There you go. Yep.
No.
Yeah, that's a feeling. See, we're dealing in facts. We've given you facts and sources and actual information, and you're running on vibes, bro. You got feelings,
so
and that's
you're
it.
staring at a screen, reading pieces of paper, and then there's the ones that go out to the streets and talk to people. They're the ones that go out in the streets and hire people. They're the ones out in the street that had friends be deported. That's not you.
I mean,
see, you don't know that I've had people deported.
Cool. Then why aren't you standing up for those people? Or did you want them to be deported?
Why are you supporting this?
Because there is a issue, and the problem is if we can't decide corporately, that's us both sides, that there is an issue.
Corporately, okay.
Then there's a problem. The problem is we want to say there isn't a problem, or there is a problem. And again, this comes back to where I want a solution.
Okay, so here's the thing. No one, all right, on the left or who's a moderate, all right, is going to tell you that there isn't a quote unquote problem. All right.
No, but
We
they want
just
to
think that, hold on one moment,
sorry.
please, sir. One moment. All right. What we would say is that we have identified different problems. Whereas on the right, it appears that simply having immigrants within the country, because Donald Trump isn't just attacking, undocumented immigrants. He's going after people who actually are legally here. That would be people with temporary protected status, deferred deportation status, green card holders. All right. And also people, who are seeking their citizenship via naturalization. All right. He's going after those people too. We don't want that. What we want is a more fair and equitable immigration system here in the United States of America. All right. What we would want is immigration reform, change how the system works. Stop painting every single immigrant with a broad brush, because Donald Trump is out here painting them all as in the shade of criminal. We get people every single day. Is it William? We get people every single day, William, that say that just because a person came into the country outside of a port of entry, they are a criminal, and that
Something wrong with her mic.
I'm roboting.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Robot. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you back now. That was kind of awesome, though.
Okay. It was. I'm gonna need that clip. Okay, but no. What I think what I was saying is that Donald Trump is painting them all in the shade of criminal. Is what Donald Trump is doing, all right? And he has ICE treating them that way when it shouldn't be that way. All right, we need reform. All right, instead of firing clerks and immigration judges, let's hire more clerks and immigration judges to work these cases. Does that make sense, Willie? William, I don't know why I call
Willie.
you Willie.
Yeah, I'm
Somebody
William.
in the chat calls you Willie. That's why.
No one. And Bill's even worse. But
do you understand what I'm saying? Is that Donald Trump has said all immigrants bad. We're saying no, that's not the case. We just want reform.
I agree. I absolutely agree, and that's where the conversation needs to start. At the same time, let's talk about the left and right, and I've heard it on these shows, and I've heard it on the other shows. They paint anyone on the other side the same way, not have an idea. Now, that's true, right? Everyone on the right is what? Everyone on the left. I'm just saying that's what I see when I watch this.
Well, I would say this. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
And so I would prefer having a conversation with you with just the tone you took and the information you shared, because I absolutely agree with that.
Oh, Matt, I wanted to get one.
I absolutely agree with that we have to have reform.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there are right ways to do it. And do I believe ICE is doing it the right way, Minnesota?
Okay.
Not always, no.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there. I have to stop you right there. You said that you want reform, right? That's what you just said.
Yep.
So if you want reform, why didn't you vote for the candidate who ran on immigration reform? You voted for the candidate who all he said was he was going to do mass deportation. Make it make sense.
Where am I
That's
from?
what I'm saying.
Where am I from?
I don't know. You told us that you live in Minnesota. I don't know
Right.
where you're from, but you live in
Who is
Minnesota.
the running mate?
Tim Walz.
Exactly. There is no way I would vote on any ballot that he's on. There is not a chance.
Tim Walz has done some pretty amazing things out there in Minnesota, as far as I know.
Dig deeper. I'm not even going to go into it. As a business owner, I can tell you it has been very difficult for the stuff that has come through.
Oh, okay. It's so weird because all the economic data out of Minnesota proves you wrong. But okay, bud.
But I have a checking account, and you don't like ideologies, but I also have my tax bills. I also know how much I pay the state. I know how much unemployment insurance is. I know how much all that is, because as a business owner, that's what we pay. and I see it every year when I do the books.
Yeah, got it. You don't
and
like.
I see the changes.
I got it. You don't like taxes. Yeah, none of us like taxes. I have a business too. I don't like paying taxes, bro. No one likes paying taxes. Yeah, I know. I get it. Cool. Yep.
You're missing it, but that's fine.
Okay, so I have a question for you then, because you're upset with Tim Walz because Tim Walz basically has you all pay higher taxes because he has implemented quite a few social welfare programs, which I think are actually great. Looking at the information here, I mean, free universal breakfast and lunch for students at school. Opened up thousands of new pre-K seats so kids can get a start in early childhood development. I think that's wonderful. Looking to reduce childhood poverty by an estimated 25%. That's fucking great. All right. Codify reproductive freedom into law for women. Oh my goodness. That is, why do we not like that? What do we, okay. Anywho, with that being said, what do you think about Donald Trump suing the American people for $10 billion?
I just caught a little bit of this story like this last time. I don't know enough about it. Obviously, I find it foolishness.
You find it to be foolishness?
Yes.
Should he drop it all together, or do you think he should just do a lesser amount?
I drop it all together.
Drop it all together?
I think it's foolish.
Okay, so you don't like that. You don't like that.
But,
okay, Matt, can I just ask him the question, please?
You ask him questions all the time.
Okay, dude, what is your line? What's your line with Trump? What does he have to do? What is your line with Donald Trump? What does he have to do to lose your support?
You're saying, like, just so I get this question correct and I answer it correctly, because he can't run again. So I can't vote for him again.
Draw a line in the sand.
That's what I'm asking. Like, so you're saying if I draw a line, like, at what point would I say I'm going to vote for a Democrat or I'm going to vote for independent, or what are you specifically speaking?
No, Trump? Specifically speaking Trump. What is your line in the sand? What does Donald Trump have to do for you to say, I do not support Donald Trump anymore? That's a really easy question. I promise.
I don't think it's as easy as you would say.
It really is. Like, what does he have to do? There's nothing that Donald Trump could do that would make you lose, like that would make you be like, you know what, I can't support this man anymore. There's nothing? Because
I wouldn't know how to explain it, but it would be, and I know some are going to say that he's already going that direction, but it would go straight into dictatorship.
Well, we have to go straight into dictatorship. He doesn't have to take baby steps. He just has to go straight into it.
You see, that's where the line is. You're going to start saying the fascists, and I get what you guys are going to say. I think, again, we have three parties, right? I mean, three branches of the government, correct? And that's the checks and balances.
Yeah, that literally aren't doing their job because they're not checking nor balancing anything here. So with that being said, here's the thing. You don't actually have a line when it comes to Donald Trump. And it's okay for you to say that. It really is okay for you to say that you don't have a line. Okay? You just be putting yourself on display for what you truly feel, that you are okay with other people being harmed because the harm does not directly impact you. All right? Are you a white man, William?
Yes.
You are? Are you, you were born a man, right?
Yep.
Well, you were born a male, I should say. Born a man is fucking wild. Matt, why wouldn't you stop me from saying that? The fuck? You were born a male? Okay. All right. Are you also heterosexual?
Yep.
You are. Okay. So you're a white cisgender male and you're heterosexual. Donald Trump's policies aren't attacking you. Do you make more than $500,000 a year?
Nope.
You don't?
Nope.
Then maybe they will. You don't make enough money to sit at their table. So maybe they will. Once they start coming after, the middle class for real, then maybe you'll feel the impacts of it. Because he's stripping away our rights, bro. He's telling people that they can't own guns. You can't have a gun. All right, you can't have a gun.
He said it himself. Speak factual.
I did speak factual. They asked him in regards to Alex Preddy, all right, was he an assassin? All right. And Donald Trump said, no, I don't think so. Then they asked him about the Second Amendment, and Donald Trump said, you can't have a gun. That's what he said.
Yep.
And then he went, was it Idaho or Iowa? One of those I states. He then went there, did a speech, and then doubled down on it.
Iowa. I'm pretty sure it was Iowa.
It was Iowa.
I think it was Iowa.
I'll have to look that up.
You have to look everything up because
I do to get the full context.
But you know nothing. You want to? Do you want to play it? If you have it, it's yeah. I swear to God,
I think I've got it.
I don't need a clip. I can look it up because I want the full context.
It's going to give you the full context. He was speaking outside of the White House, and then he was speaking to reporters outside of the meeting, not the meeting, but the speech that he just gave. There's the full context. You all always need context when it suits your narrative.
Don't you need context for everything?
He's giving you. We've always needed context on this
I've always
side
needed
of the
context.
house.
Again, you
We've
just painted
always
me.
needed context.
You just painted me with a broad brush, not knowing fully who I am.
A broad brush.
You said they, and then put me in a whole group of people that you don't know.
Then there it is.
All right. Oh, hang on. I got you here. And then let me put the sound up for our friends on the tube. And this was on January 27th, right outside of the White House. Weird how he didn't immediately affirm the Second Amendment and say, of course I still believe in the Second Amendment. He just kept saying, you can't have guns, you can't have guns.
I couldn't hear the question that the lady asked him where he said you can't walk in and have guns. I actually didn't hear the question, and it wasn't on the closed caption, that the question that he was specifically answering. And so I guess I want to know what question he was answering.
I can tell you. Hold on.
Okay, because I couldn't see it.
Yeah. So, hold on.
No.
Do you think he was acting as an assassin in Minneapolis? The question that was just asked was unrelated, and he just came back and said that. The question she was trying to ask something else, and he turned. The woman that was asking the question was over here somewhere. He turned this way, back the other way, and to this reporter, and is answering her question, just as an FYI. That's why that other inaudible question didn't really matter.
Okay.
Now he turns and he listens to that other woman's question and ignores the rest of the asking about the Second Amendment. That's what happened. Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I guess I don't know that he was specifically turning and asking. I guess we're reading into his turning towards her. So sure, yeah, I can see that.
But there's no other context to give. She's just like, how about the incident? And he said, you can't have guns. And she said, well, what about the Second Amendment? Which should be a very simple question for a president of the United States to answer. And you could just say, because, I mean, doesn't he just believe? Well, of course, I still believe in your Second Amendment right. What? Wouldn't that be the obvious answer to give immediately?
I agree. And I believe he is Second Amendment. I don't know that for sure, I guess. But again, I trust my political parties that they're going to defend our Second Amendment rights, just like they're protecting all the other rights that people just constantly say we're removing, and I just don't believe that.
What? You literally have the President of the United States, instead of being given a softball over the plate, a fucking slow-pitch softball over the plate, and he is holding an aluminum bat, okay? All he has to do is say, of course I still believe in the Second Amendment. It is literally the easiest fucking question. And he couldn't say that. He just kept saying, you can't have the guns. You can't have it. Yeah, not even over there. They literally, Wicked in the chat said they put it on a tee. It literally, they set it down on a tee. You ever played t-ball when you were a kid? I did. They put it on a tee. And he couldn't answer that question, dude. Like, come on. You're going to sit there and tell me that guy is pro 2A?
As far as I know, and other stuff I read, and even what Levitt would say as she addressed it, based off that if we're basing off that one statement, I still don't know what he was actually talking about. But yes, I believe he is for the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms. And just so I'm clear, you both say he's not for that.
He has on multiple occasions made...
No, I'm asking you...
Yes, he is against... Okay. In a number of different ways, yes, he's against the Second Amendment. He said that they should take guns away from transgender people. He said that they should take the guns first and ask questions later. He's made this comment now about the Second Amendment. Like, bro, I could go on and on about the different things. He had a bump stock ban that he passed that was turned over by the Supreme Court. Bro.
Okay. So what do you want me to concede?
There's nothing to... What the fuss, bro? It's not about conceding. What is your line with Donald Trump? Like, what do you as a person stand for? What line are you...
Oh, Erica.
Her thing went crazy again.
Your mic went bad. We just want to know, what's your line, bro? What is your line?
I got to be honest. I'm not understanding your question totally. How do you want me to answer? My line is, if I thought it was getting to the degree that we are going to go to a dictatorship, and taking guns is a sign, okay?
Okay.
So that's what you're going at, and I get that. And so, but I believe in our system.
So, with that being said, all right, we're not going to go over the personal stuff that makes him like a morally decrepit person, that makes him, foundationally corrupt as a human being. We don't have to go over that stuff. I'm not even going to include it. But what we can include is the fact that since he's taken office, all right, has been attacking the United States Constitution, all right, going against all of the systems in which this nation was founded upon. All right, our rights. Donald Trump has used Brendan Carr as his FCC chair. All right, remember, this is the same guy who wrote the FCC portion of Project 2025. Don't forget that part. He's used him to go after media people. I don't know what to say right there, but he's used them to go after CBS. He's used them to go after Jimmy Kimmel. Seth, what's the guy on?
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers. Yeah. He's used them to go after them. Okay. Also, let's not forget YouTube also, and the whole friggin' removing his videos and banning him from the platform after J6. Okay, so there's that. Okay, Donald Trump has also established like some type of like religious council within the White House where they're basically doing daily prayer and shit, and we're supposed to have a separation of church and state. While he is free to practice the religion that he wants to practice, we should not have that at the White House. That's the people's house. All right, the White House is supposed to be representative of all people. That's going against our First Amendment of the government shall establish no national religion. And Donald Trump has supported different states like Texas and Oklahoma, adding in the 10 Commandments into their classrooms. He supported that. Okay. Also, I don't want to forget Don Lemon. Shout out to Don. All right. Shout out to Don. It is Black History Month. How dare I? I'm so sorry. Okay. Additionally, with the Second Amendment, Matt just went over that with you. I don't have to restate it. Okay. The Fourth Amendment, Donald Trump, all right, his DHS has sent a directive in May of 2025 directing newly hired ICE agents that they had the authority via an administrative warrant to enter someone's home and conduct a search and seizure. That is literally against our Fourth Amendment rights. You can't do that because you have to have a judicial warrant. Okay? Fifth Amendment establishes due process. Okay? Everyone within the jurisdiction of the United States of America has the right to life, liberty, and property. All right? With due process of law. That is our Fifth Amendment. Donald Trump has taken that away. We can see that clearly in cases like Kilmar Abrego Garcia, when he was deported from the country, which they themselves called an administrative error, were told that they had to facilitate and effectuate his return and lied to the American people and the Supreme Court and said that that wasn't their responsibility. They couldn't do it, when in actuality, they could do it the entire time. They did it to Venezuelan migrants when they put them on a plane without allowing them to basically even know why they were being deported, but also they didn't allow them to go before a judge to plead their case. Okay, and they sent them down to CCOT, a concentration camp. Okay? He hasn't allowed people a right to a speedy trial. He's violated the 10th Amendment also by going against states' rights, which is something that you all claim to be all about. But Donald Trump has taken it upon himself to send National Guardsmen into people's states. Only until the darn court said that he couldn't do it anymore, they finally put the kibosh on it. All right? Did he say, okay, we won't do that anymore? I'm literally just saying, all right. And also another thing, guy, these administrative warrants are very, very important. Okay. Because if they allow them to use administrative warrants to just do illegal search and seizures on people's homes and whatnot, they can do it to us, because what it'll mean is you don't need a judge to sign the warrant. All right. We can have fucking state senators and like U.S. representatives and whatnot signing their own warrants and going into people's homes, using it for retribution, revenge, and so on and so forth. I need you to understand the implications of the things that Donald Trump is actually doing. And you say, if we headed straight to dictatorship, darling, we've been headed straight to dictatorship since November 5th, 2025. No, 2024. 2024. I just want to let you know that. That's all I got. But you don't have a line. I know you don't have a line. You don't care. Tell me he's not doing any of that, William. Yeah. You're
William, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
What's your answer?
I guess I don't want to really argue. She went over everything.
It's not even everything, though. It's not everything.
Like it's just,
There's a lot, but not everything.
Right. So, like, I guess we'll take the no unreasonable searches and seizures without a warrant, right? That was a big one. That's one of the ones that you said, and they're going to enter our houses, and then a senator, a congressman would sign the warrants if it gets to that point. Again, so you're basing that off of these executive warrants, right, for the undocumented workers?
Administrative warrants. And so do you know that for the entirety of ICE, the way that this has worked has been that ICE's own documentation, like their own manual, actually says you can't use you can't use an administrative warrant. In fact, this right here is from the Fugitive Operations Handbook that was created by ICE headquarters. Quote, neither a warrant for arrest of alien, an I-200, nor a warrant of removal, I-205, authorizes officers to enter the target's residence or anywhere else where the target has a reasonable expectation of privacy. A government intrusion into an area where a person has a reasonable expectation of privacy for the purpose of gathering information will trigger Fourth Amendment protections, including a physical intrusion into a constitutionally protected area. Therefore, without a criminal warrant, officers must obtain voluntary consent before entering a residence or area where there is reasonable expectation of privacy. Oh, Erica. Oh, sorry, Erica. Come back on your other. That was dumb. I don't know why that happened. Come back, Erica. So that right there, that's ICE's own handbook. Do you know that since ICE has been created, they've followed the law and said, okay, the Fourth Amendment exists. We have to follow the Fourth Amendment, right? Okay? So
I'm going to assume you're right, yeah.
It's been right. Until May of 2025, when ICE circulated an internal memo saying, nope, forget about that Fourth Amendment bullshit, because fuck the Constitution. Now you can arrest people with administrative warrants in their homes. So, when did we decide that it was okay all of a sudden, midway through last year, that we could arrest people in their homes without a judicial warrant, without going to the Supreme Court, without amending the Constitution, that after 240 years of the Bill of Rights existing, that all of a sudden the Fourth Amendment, that was so important to the framers of our Constitution, it made top 10, it was number 4, that all of a sudden it doesn't matter anymore. Because when you are like, oh, well, that'll never happen, it's literally already happening right now. It's already happening right now, and there are U.S. citizens who have had their doors busted in by ICE without a warrant. In your state.
And didn't the judge rule that that's fine?
No, absolutely not.
What did the judge rule? I can't remember what he did. Wasn't it just a ruling last week?
There hasn't been a ruling on anything yet. These things have just happened.
In the case of I'm gonna mess up his name. What is his name? The gentleman from Liberia.
Oh, I forget the gentleman from. I was going to talk about
Gibson. I know his last name is Gibson.
Gibson.
All right.
Yeah.
In regards to Gibson, all right, the gentleman from Liberia who they illegally burst into his home to detain him, and they actually searched his property with an administrative warrant. He was released because the judge found that you cannot use an administrative warrant to search someone's property. You can't do it. That's not what it's for. So we know that it's illegal.
I mean, this is settled case law. Like, this has been decided over and over again by the Supreme Court. This isn't like, oh, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. We don't know. This is settled. Specifically, like really specifically settled in Peyton v. New York in 1980. And before you ask, yes, it applies to all persons, not just United States citizens. That's why in ICE's materials, in their very own operations handbook, ICE specifically says that even if you have an arrest warrant for someone who is undocumented, a private residence is off limits.
I can concede that. I can say yes, but I'm not going to concede that 100% of ICE is doing that.
So you don't think that there was a... So I just want to double check something. So you don't think that there was a memo that was sent out by the head of ICE, by the top brass at ICE, that their administration saying that it is now okay to use administrative warrants?
I'm not saying that there wasn't a memo.
Okay, so hold on. I want to make something real fucking clear to you.
But I'm saying that was a memo.
If that was a memo, if the head of ICE,
then.
no, I want to present the situation to you. If I can show you that there was a memo circulated to ICE that said, "Fuck the Fourth Amendment," would you think that that was a big fucking problem? Hello?
Yes, assuming the memo wasn't spoken.
Fantastic. There it is.
You spoke.
There it is.
And I believe
There's
if that memo was out, there should be consequences.
There's the memo.
Right.
Now here's the next question. Who's gonna?
No, don't be rude. Let me finish and answer the
No,
question.
I know. You said there should be. You said there should. No, dude.
Now
dude. That's not how this works. Now my follow-up question is: you said there should
Right,
be
now,
consequences.
It doesn't work because you don't want to hear my answer.
You're right. I don't fucking care. Now here's the follow-up question. You said there should be consequences. How are there going to be consequences when all the fucking morons that you voted for won't take care of any of the consequences? The Republicans have the House and the Senate and the presidency, and there's a conservative majority on the Supreme Court. What the fuck are they going to do? Erica, do you have an answer?
Oh, no, actually I don't.
Oh.
I do want him to answer.
Yeah, I want him to answer too.
No, I'm this
Oh,
guy.
I want to answer too, but he won't let me talk, so I gotta wait.
He's gonna let you talk. He will. Matter of fact, go ahead and answer it right now.
So you just went off, which is cool, about our foundings, and they founded the Bill of Rights. They made the top 10.
Are you just gonna whine, or are you gonna answer the question, dude? This is ridiculous. I asked you a straight up question.
Again, I got interrupted. I let you.
Are you gonna whine? Are you gonna whine some more? Are you gonna whine some more like a little bitch?
You're the one whining.
Yeah, you are, bud. You can't answer a simple. Yeah, no, you can't answer a simple fucking question.
You're
bro.
doing great.
Is this how you
You're
all
doing
are?
great.
Is this how you guys are in Minnesota? Are you a bunch of little?
Oh no, I'm just mimicking.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know a lot of actually really cool people from Minnesota, but I didn't realize that you were all a bunch of beta bitches up there. You can't answer a fucking question without whining. Whining. Take some fucking ownership for what's going on in this country and answer a fucking question. I just showed you that ICE is purposefully breaking the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. So if you give a fuck about your country and about the Constitution, why don't you tell all 1,500 people here how they can be held accountable when the feckless morons that you voted for won't do it? And they're the people who are in charge. They have both houses of Congress, the presidency, and a majority on the Supreme Court. So tell everybody, without whining about anything else, just fucking tell us. Tell us how it's going to get fixed. You're bitching about me now, then you fucking talk!
I would, but you just interrupt.
Dude, please talk. He's not
I
gonna
will, if you
interrupt you. Just answer his question. Don't whine.
Get the fuck
Oh,
out of here.
he's gone.
I fucking dropped him. I'm fucking sick of this. Get the fuck out of here.
I just want to say something, Matt. It's like putting the frog. Remember the frog in boiling water? So you put the frog in like the water, all right, and you slowly, gradually increase the temperature, all right, and the frog, they don't know anything is going on, but if you were to put it in boiling water, it'd immediately hop out, right? Mm-hmm. But if you put it in that, that tepid water, and you gradually increase that temperature, They won't notice. They won't notice. Just a frog in the pot. Because here's the thing, right? This is Donald Trump's second year. We're in his second year, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I really want people to understand that the Schnauzis, Schmittler and them, they learned everything that they wanted to learn from the Americans. All right. From this country here. Okay. They didn't get Germany first out of thin air. They got it from America first, from the nativists. That's who they got it from. Okay. With that being said, the Nuremberg laws. Donald Trump has already talked about remigration, wanting to get rid of immigrants in this country. All right. Stephen Miller, who has the ear of the president, has spoken publicly about wanting the population in this country to only be at about 100 million people. All right. Nuremberg laws, okay, prevented the mixture, all right, of German blood and Jewish blood. All right. They didn't want them procreating with each other. All right. And that's because they wanted to keep a pure white race, which is the exact same thing that Donald Trump and his administration are looking to actually achieve because of the simple fact of who are they targeting? They're targeting the black and the brown immigrant. All right. I need you all to actually look at that. And then they also passed the right citizenship law, which revoked anyone who wasn't German, who didn't have German blood, of their fundamental rights. If you all think that this can't happen again, you are seriously the frog in tepid water, and they are slowly but surely turning up the heat on you. They're turning it up, and it's going to get to the point to where you can no longer escape. I need y'all to understand that. Y'all need to draw a line. Who's next?
Eric has been, by the way, guys, Eric has been waiting for this shit all day. I can tell.
How do you know? Bruh.
Oh, boy.
All day long. All day.
Let's go. All right, let's see. I don't know who's who, but guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. If you didn't, we appreciate it if you hop out. We get to talk to some more Trump supporters here. Jenny, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump? Okay. Hopefully that was a mistake. You look too nice. I hope not. Yeah. Okay.
I want to be that kind of sleep.
All right. Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
What's up, man?
Hi. Dignity, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I did vote for Donald Trump.
How old are you? What state did you vote in?
I'm 26. I was 25 at the time. I think I was 25 at the time of the election. North Carolina.
Okay.
One of the swing states.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to discuss one of the subjects that we have above, or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
So I mean, I was actually really trying to get on up actually while William was still here, because I think Erica actually asked him a really good question, by the way. The line, right? What is your line? Which Donald Trump's already crossed mine, right? So I just want to be very upfront and honest with you. He's already crossed mine, so I stand with you. The moment that he crossed the line was when he actually brought in white South Africans, gave them asylum while deporting people of color and talking about immigrants are a bad thing. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. That was immediately my line.
I mean, that's fucking fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
fair. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I voted for him. I actually despise my vote going to that man, to be honest with you guys. So I don't want to take up too much time. I know you're trying to talk to more thorough, MAGA people. That's definitely not me. But
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of come on up and totally tell you, absolutely. By the way, Erica, that was a really, really good question to ask that man. Absolutely, hands down.
Gracias.
Okay. Well, Dignity, listen, I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you being honest with us, and it takes a big person to be able to say, like, hey, maybe I made a mistake, and I appreciate what you had to say. Okay, I hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Are you gonna? I have one question
Oh yeah,
for him, Matt.
of course.
Yeah.
Are you gonna vote for Republicans in the midterm?
Hell no, no.
Okay.
No. I want pure Democrats. I want that man freaking out of office. I'm not playing.
All right, you all right in my book. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for coming up.
All right.
You guys do the same.
I'll take it. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. Anyone who can admit it and is willing to help to vote the right way, they get a W. That's fine. It's fine.
And he wasn't performative about the regret either. I can't stand the performative regret. Oh my god. Ugh.
Like the SNL sketch.
I gotta watch it.
You haven't seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, we might have to do a group watch. We might have to
Okay.
we might have to. We might have to. CJ, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Is everybody getting the best sleep of their lives tonight? Jeez.
Damn. We're doing a great job apparently. I don't think I've yelled loud enough then. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not going to wake him up. Let's see here. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. I feel like I saw a couple of ops down there before, at least ones that I knew.
Yeah, they're yapping away in the
Bruce.
comments.
Oh, it's our friend Bruce. Come on up, Bruce. This guy. Bruce got knocked out last night. Maybe you can behave a little bit tonight, Bruce, and you won't get taken out. Okay.
This guy.
It's Bruce. Bruce is back.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey,
What's up?
nothing. He called me. What'd you have to talk about?
I don't know. You were chirping a lot in the chat. I figured you had something you wanted to talk about. You got kicked off last night, so.
Yeah, it's really easy to do with you. I mean, let's be honest.
It wasn't me. It was TikTok. You got a violation, bud.
You must have said something.
Yeah. So you just gotta be a little bit more chill, and you can stick around. That last guest was up for quite some time, right? So
I'll do my best.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
So
Okay.
what would you maybe like to talk to us about?
Well, I mean, let's talk about the alternatives. I mean, we had Trump, and look, a lot of people think that because we have conversations, and I'm just completely MAGA. I'm not. I just wanted some kind of change. But what is the alternative? The alternative would have been Kamala, and there's just no way we would have been in a better position with her.
I don't know, Erica. Do you wanna?
It's basically
Please.
be pretty much a game of hypotheticals here, and I don't like arguing hypotheticals. I think the one question I could ask you is historically, which party has been tougher on immigration?
Well, I mean, we could say that, just like the oil field, historically, that Democrats have been harder on the oil field. They don't want to drill oil. Just like
That's not
immigration,
what I asked you.
Republicans,
What
hold
are we
on,
doing?
Republicans have been more strenuous on immigration, but then
That's
you
not
see
true.
Obama, you see Obama, who has deported more illegals than anyone else. So, I mean, you tell me.
That's simply not true.
What part is not
In
true?
regards to the part that's not true is Republicans being tougher on immigration, because that's not true. Democrats have always been tougher on immigration, actually introducing legislation that would effectively not just fund our border, but also cut down on asylum seeking time. It would limit the number of asylum seekers. They've always been about enforcement. Whereas with Republicans have simply focused on deportations. That's what Republicans have always focused on. All right. You got to know some of the actual history. That's why, because of enforcement, all right, Democratic presidents, especially within the 21st century, have been able to deport more people, all right, than Republican presidents.
So
That
do you
includes
feel like
Bush
that
and Trump.
was? So do you feel like the enforcement was more the last administration?
The enforcement? Yes, actually I do, because that's why Biden, because of enforcement of our immigration law, he was able to expel what is the word? Is it expel? Is it
Expel.
Expel. Thank you. God dang, I'm tired. He was able to expel more people at the border than Donald Trump.
So
That
why
is
did
why.
we have more people cross the border in Biden's administration than any administration?
How many crossings were there? Because it depends on what it is, how you're going to read this information when you talk
Well-
about crossings. How many crossings were there?
Over 2 million.
Over 2 million?
Yeah.
No, that number that you're trying to quote right now is the number what they say people who didn't go through a port of entry and not seeking asylum were actually that came into the United States of America.
So was there,
That's that
was there
number.
an app that they used to make it to expedite it during the Biden administration?
You be actually talking about a different number there if you talk about the CBP1 app. So you're talking about different numbers. And see, that's the thing. All right. You have to basically differentiate again what it is that you're talking about. Because if they're using the CBP1 app, that means that they are seeking asylum. All right. And they're using that app to track their court case. All right. That's what they're doing. So that wouldn't be illegal.
But here's the thing: we always say it's asylum, but it's not always asylum. There were people that were coming over, and they were just welcome. And then at
No,
some
that's not
point,
true. Are you
at
trying to
some,
say
at some
that
point,
the
hold on,
government
I'll
just
let you
let
talk.
people?
Just
Oh, go
if
ahead.
you
I'm
would,
sorry, you
please.
did.
That even Kamala said that you are no longer welcome, no more.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Her name is Kamala.
I mean, call it what you want. There's no disrespect either way.
No, who's the leader of Ukraine?
Zelensky.
There you go. If you can say his name correctly, you can say Kamala.
Kamala.
No,
it's the same
it's
thing.
it's not the same thing,
No,
because
it's
when you
not.
say it incorrectly, it's fucking disrespectful and it's racist.
It is the people that are triggered, yes, but
No, it's
No,
not the
it's
people
not.
that are triggered. It's literally
Yeah.
a microaggression because you're
I'm-
taking a woman's name, a black woman's name, and you're mispronouncing it on purpose.
so
It's a sign of
I
disrespect.
I
You're
promised
trying
I
to
was going to
pretend that
be
her name is so
respectful.
ethnic that you can't pronounce it for some reason or another.
Uh,
But you can say Schwarzenegger, you can say Chavosky, you can say fucking Zelensky. All right, you have no problem pronouncing those names, but Kamala, you can't pronounce it.
Look, I'm like I said, I was going to be respectful. I'm not going to get loud. I'm not going to get upset. I'm trying to be as respectful as I
Okay,
can.
Bryce.
Open dialogue.
Okay, Bryce.
Okay.
It's Bruce,
Okay.
by the way.
Okay,
I'm
Brian.
sorry. Oh, Bryce, Bruce, whatever.
Doesn't matter,
Okay,
Brian.
Bryce.
Doesn't matter,
It doesn't
Brian.
matter.
No one cares, Brian.
Not the same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not the same analogy.
It doesn't matter, Brian.
It doesn't matter, Bryce. Type shit.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Spell Bruce.
It doesn't matter. I thought it didn't matter.
It does.
No,
So
it
if
doesn't
you spell
matter.
Bryce.
No,
it didn't matter.
If you
doesn't
spell
matter.
Bryce, there's no way you can get Bryce out of Bruce, correct?
It doesn't
There's no way you
matter.
can get Brian out of Bruce, correct?
Yeah, actually, I could.
I mean,
Bracey,
let's be honest.
Bracey, it doesn't matter.
Bruce? Is it Bruce?
Call it what you want. Church
Is
it
it
up. I don't
Bruce?
care.
It doesn't
Bruce?
matter.
It's not
So
gonna,
it's
it's
Bruce.
not gonna offend me.
I don't
You know what
understand.
I'm
I
saying?
don't understand. Well, good. If it doesn't
sound
offend you, then
offended.
why are you trying to correct us on it, Brian? Come on, let's move on.
Yeah, let's please do.
Okay, great, Brian. Anyways, what were you?
Okay,
What
you
were
were
you talking?
talking. What were you saying?
So,
Thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, that's exactly what you try to do. Yeah, it makes sense.
Go ahead. We're listening. The floor is yours,
So,
Bryce.
okay, so let me go ahead and start. So if we notice in the past, everyone got along with Trump before he got into office, but all of a sudden they hate him. Now, you could see there are videos out there clearly. You could please look them up. You could see where they talked about strengthening the borders, Hillary, Obama, Clinton. Why is it when someone talks about strengthening the borders, it's okay if they're Democrat, but when it's Republican, it was a problem. Just like when COVID came in, he shut down the borders. And they were like, "Oh, that's racist. He shut down the borders." But then when he shut down the borders later, when then everybody were required to wear masks and everything through COVID, and all of a sudden he was reprimanded for not shutting it down fast enough. So I feel like it doesn't really matter what he does. He could cure
Context
cancer
matters.
today, and nobody would support it. It's on the left.
Yeah, no one has to engage in your hypothetical there. All right. The context in which he shut down the border in 2019, I believe it was 2019 or 2018. It does matter. Which year was it that he shut down the border the first time in his first administration?
It
right off the bat.
It was.
He didn't do it in
No,
2017.
he didn't do it in 2017. Forget the first time. I'll double check, Erica. Let me double check that.
It was 2019.
I wanted to say 19, but I like to be
because he made it a problem with the caravans of people coming across. Yeah.
Yep. In February of 2019, he declared the national. That was when he declared the national emergency. Yep. February of 2019.
But it wasn't soon enough, right? I mean, you can't blame him for not shutting it down soon enough, but then saying it's racist to shut it down. Initially, it started out as racist to shut it down.
What?
You can't tell me that's not true.
What?
There was
You're
CNN,
conflating issues here.
MSNBC,
That's why I
CBS. They
said
were all
context
saying the
is-
same thing.
Context matters.
I think Brian is
I
very
think reality
confused. Brian, you're really confused, bud. You need to I think you're conflating a bunch of different things.
Listen, Fat.
I think what you're doing. I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to confuse. I think what he's doing is he's conflating the Muslim ban countries with the border thing because
that's not even what I'm talking about, Fat.
Well, I mean, it's very confusing. I'm confused.
And I
by
get
the way,
where it
So
would
in
be confusing for
2019,
you.
he didn't shut down the border in 2019. To be clear, what he did was he did call for a national emergency at the border so he can get his funding for the border wall.
The
which
national.
he never got. So there's
you're
that.
saying
So
he didn't-
he never shut down the border in 2019.
So you're saying he never shut down the border for COVID at all?
I'm sorry. What year did COVID start?
His first term. It immediately started in his first term.
So you're telling me that COVID started in 2017? Trump got your tongue?
Oh, yeah. You got the token person. I get it.
Sure, Bryce.
It started
Sure,
in
Bryce. Lean into
2020.
that racism. Go ahead. Lean into it, Bryce.
Lean into it.
Lean
Yeah,
into
I mean,
that
that's
racism.
that.
Because
That,
guess what,
that
Bryce?
is,
I want to let you know something. I'm better at this than you are. I want you to know that. I am so much better at it than you are. Okay? I'm going to make you cry. Don't fuck with me. Okay?
Gonna
Don't
make me
do
cry when you
it.
sit
Answer
over
the
there with your
question,
computer.
stupid. Answer the question.
2020.
All right?
2020.
Exactly. Thank you. Now let's continue on like adults, Brian. For the love of God. As I was saying, all right, in 2019, Donald Trump threatened to shut down the border due to immigration. He said that there were too many people coming across the border. All right. However, it never happened. It was just a threat. Okay. He did declare a national emergency in February of 2019 at the southwestern border because he wanted to get funding for his border wall, which he never actually secured. So there's that part. Okay. Now, when we go into 2020, it was the CDC. It was the CDC recommendation that we shut it down under Title 42 because of a worldwide health pandemic. That's what we had going on. It made sense to not allow people into the country at that time and to severely limit it because of
glad
the
you said
simple
that.
fact that we didn't want people bringing in a disease into the country.
I'm glad you said that because this
What
had
the
nothing
fuck?
to do about borders of illegals. This had everything to do with COVID. And during that time, he was getting out of office.
What the fuck
and
is he
was-
arguing, Matt?
I have no idea. He's
oh my
he's
God,
just. I think I don't know.
He's just saying
up-
shit.
He's just
Like, what are
saying.
we
I know.
doing?
This
Can
is.
you turn up your bell
This
tone,
is
please?
Brian, dude. You see, I've talked to Brian a couple of times before, and like this is him. This is like what he does. So yeah, I don't know. He usually just
Yeah, Matt
meanders
sits
and he
in his
gets lost
basement.
and he doesn't have
Matt,
any.
Matt,
And he doesn't
Matt.
have any. No, actually, Brian, I'm in my lower level of my house. My lower level of my house is where I have my studio and where my TV and my couches and everything. My upper level is where my living room and my kitchen and stuff is because it's a modified split.
Well, Mom stays, right?
It's a
I get
modified
it.
split. It's called. Well, no, my parents live
That's
15.
where Mom stays. Yeah, yeah.
My parents live 1,500 miles away in Florida, but okay. I live in Massachusetts. Are you okay, bud? Anyways,
good.
Brian, we're still trying to figure out what fucking point you're trying to make here. Are you gonna actually get somewhere, or are you just gonna
Yeah, I
meander?
explained it to you. It's not up for me to help you understand or spell it out for you.
Okay, got
I can
it.
lead
So
you to
that
the
was
water,
so
but
that
I
was
can't
it.
make
So
you
that was
drink
that
it.
was your entire point. Got it. Okay, guys. Well, I guess that was everything that we're gonna get from Brian over here. And cool story.
Seriously?
Boo.
Hey,
That was
Bruce,
boring.
You didn't listen to
Bruce,
anything I said.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, could you? I have to ask Matt a question.
Oh, hey Mia, what's up? What's up, friend?
Hey, so if I was to get another Lebanese with like man as a friend, would that mean that like you were no longer my token Lebanese?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, because I wasn't sure about the rules of like the tokens, because like if that's the case, then that means like you got to pick either me or Erica, because like
I think you got to pick Rika because she said she's so smart.
No one's talking to you, Brian. I'm not picking anybody. There's no rules. This is also.
Oh my God,
This is
Matt, you are so woke. Because I was about to say, if you fucking pick, I am leaving this live and I'm gonna unfollow you.
Mia, this is a hate crime. Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, no, I just wanted like clarification because like Bruce was up here talking about like Erica being the token, and I was like, hold up, wait a second, something ain't right. So I had to come up and I had to ask that question: that if there's two of us.
I mean, if the sky is blue, the sky is blue.
So what's a token to you, Bruce?
I mean, there's a reason she's on here. Let's be honest.
Because of what?
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
When we had 1,500 people in my live earlier tonight,
Yep.
and I was hosting and you were co-hosting,
Yes,
were
ma'am.
you being my token?
I hope not. I hope I was just there because I'm a fellow intelligent person. But that was your show that you hosted for nearly 4 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, you almost got to a million.
Did you wait? Did you get?
so
Hold on,
happy
wait.
for you.
Did you get to 1 million likes? Oh,
Studio
man.
crashed, bro. It really sucked. I was almost there. I was like at 8 something, and then studio just like crashed. And I was like, I'm gonna eat dinner and hang out with the bugs for like 2 seconds.
You can call it what you want, but it is what it is.
You're right. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Call me what you want as long as you don't call me broke.
No,
And it's
he's right.
only a matter of seconds
he's
before
right.
he mutes
He's right. You're right. It is a matter of seconds before I meet you because I want to agree with you. It is what it is, and what it is that you seem to be intimidated by the fact that I don't mind surrounding myself by intelligent women of color, and you seem to be threatened by it. Why are you threatened by it, Bruce? Why are you threatened by it? Oh, you clearly are. No, you really like come on, bud. You really are. So why are you threatened by them?
I'm not.
Is it
threatened
because you
whatsoever.
know that they're more intelligent you, or you're afraid of them being more intelligent than you? What is it?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should go ahead and tell you.
Is it
Maybe-
like just like deeply seated, like internalized racism? What is it?
Sir,
He's opening up the closet.
I was married to a black woman.
Oh, I got it.
Congratulations.
Motherfucker, that's a token.
Oh, I love this. Wait, can I go? So,
Please do.
Erica, I was married to a quat man at one point, and yeah,
It's cool. My son's dad is hummus white.
Not hummus.
There's no way that's
I knew
racist
Kermit was
whatsoever.
coming up.
Wow. There's no way
So,
that's racist.
hey, Erica, I don't think you can be racist.
I can't, but you know what?
You,
What
Please
do
allow
you,
Bryce to live in his feelings. That's all
there's
he has
no
left.
way you could be racist. This is why this channel should not exist.
Bruce, are you oppressed?
Am I oppressed?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll give you a backstory of myself. That's fine.
No. I
I'm
want
going to
to
go
know
get
if you're
chocolate.
So
oppressed.
it doesn't come with being white, black, or whoever you are. It also comes with what you grew up with and what you had to deal with. So if you're saying that it's not possible that a white person could be oppressed,
I love that. So
oh,
were
there it
any
is. I
wait.
love it. There it is. Right there.
I genuinely care right now because this is so what do you think is oppression?
Oppression is when you don't have any up hand. You are dealt with a system that you cannot move up on. Now, I do believe that we have a system where you have equal opportunity. If you work hard enough, you could be whatever you want to be. I've seen that in every system, even in Oklahoma, a red state. There's no discrimination when it comes to hiring, firing, or anything like that. So, for someone to feel like they're oppressed, everybody deals with a certain amount of oppression. There's some people that don't deal with none. Maybe they're rich and well off, but I wasn't. I had to work my way up. I had to do what I had to do for my kids. I had to take labor jobs for a long time. And some people don't understand that. They don't have no callus on their hands, but I've worked hard my whole life and given nothing. I have nothing given to me, so I don't feel sorry for anybody else who had to work the same.
Here's the thing. When you talk about racism and you talk about oppression, the downfalls of when the system failed you, right? And how the system failed you, whether it was because you were a part of a low income family or you were in a lower income household, any of that. You went to school and you weren't able to eat for lunch because you either didn't have enough or you ended up getting like a cheese sandwich because you were actually negative in your account and your tray was taken away right in front of your friends. Like I understand that. However, do you feel like any of those like setbacks in your life was because you were YT or just because that is just unfortunately the cards that you were dealt?
The cards that I was dealt.
Okay. So when we talk about racism and we talk about oppression, we also need to talk about the system that has led to that. You have experienced, I might say, some trauma, and trauma can be even like a financial trauma, right? Where like you did not get what you were owed because you didn't ask to be here, right? So when we talk about that and we're talking to people, especially people of color, think about if your hardships were because of your skin color or because you were just dealt really bad cards that the system failed you on that. Because here's the thing. There are people who have gone through, and I'm not playing Oppression Olympics because I'm going to win on that one. However, when you take this into consideration, it's really good to actually think about not only were they dealt the cards that they were dealt, but they were also given a skin color that has been historically targeted in this country. Because you can say, make America great again. However, America has never been great for all peoples in this country.
I don't believe in MAGA. I believe in the lesser of two evils, which is why I voted. And I want to say something. I really appreciate you, Mia, if I've got that correct. Your dialogue and how you talk to people is very calming, and it allows me to speak to you.
Bruce, and
please, can I finish, please? Just
I
only a few
understand
seconds.
your sentiment, but I just want to let you know that when you say something like that to a Black woman. And this is what I mean. When you say something like that to a Black woman, it's a microaggression. And that is rooted in inherent racism. And it's something that
Can you
you
explain
just
that?
so happen
What
to
I
get.
said that was a microaggression. I'm trying to.
Yes, that's why I wanted to stop where you were, because I'm like basically speaking on a Black woman's tone. That in itself is a microaggression because it is historically known. And I'm going to wait a second just in case you got a phone call. Oh, that was Erica. So, so when you talk about that, it's because people have painted Black women, especially Black women, for when they're passionate about something and they get a little bit louder, or because they are more assertive in the way that they talk, they're labeled as that angry Black woman instead of that passionate person over there. Instead of that, oh, I understand, I fucking upset. Like, I caused that harm to you. I'm sorry. How can I, like, what can I do to change that? And right there, what you did is like wanting to know that specific example. And I appreciate that. However, this is where, like, and I appreciate you asking that and letting me explain that. But this is also my point when it comes to oppression. It has to be a matter of, hey, like, shit, I can't roll out of bed and just put on some clothes and just walk into work and put my hair in a ponytail. Because my hair does not lay the same way that one of your child's might lay. Whether you have a biracial child or whether you have white children. However, there have been laws that had to be passed, and it's not even everywhere. Something called the Crown Act, where there had to be legislation around our hair, so then we could actually go and at least have some type of fighting chance to show up to work the same way that you were able to, because we both got out of bed 20 minutes too late.
Can I
Yes, you
explain
can
where I came
continue.
from, please?
Yes, and that's where I was going. Go ahead.
I appreciate the dialect. Us being able to talk like this really is huge because that really makes a difference. Growing up in school, I went to predominantly Black schools. I went to the worst schools possible, and I'm not saying that just because it was Black schools or there were a lot of Hispanics. I went to the schools in the bad neighborhoods. I was targeted and had to prove myself constantly. That created a record for myself that drove me into the wrong road. I took the wrong turn in the road. But then when my first son came about, that is really what changed me and what told me that, no, look, I'm not going to look at my kid from the glass.
Hey, I
Now,
have a question. I'm so sorry. I have a question. You ever get into any fights? Like, were you ever jumped or anything like that?
Yes.
About how many?
At the most at one time was 9 people.
Okay. Chat, quick question. I want to let you all know something, right? I always want to let you know something. Whenever they say that they grew up in the hood, all right, or they went to an all-Black school or anything of that nature, right? You guys read the room, all right? Context, clues, nuance, all that good jazz, all right? What I want y'all to start doing, okay? Put a number in the chat. How many do you think that it was? I put 5 because I thought it was going to be 5 because it's always 5. It's always 5, all right? Always. But this time it was 9. It was 9. 9 people jumped you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was messed up pretty bad.
Okay.
And that's not the first time. I mean, I grew up in the wrong.
Was it ever 5?
I don't know. Sometimes when you get knocked around, you don't even, I remember the worst one. But as far as like how many
You
times
want to tell
I've
us
been
about it?
jumped, like 4 or 5 times. There was one time at a skating rink. We got jumped by several people, ended up going into the convenience store. And then I called a buddy of mine and he pulled up with a chopper and we got out of there. But that was when I was younger. I'm not the same person.
So
I hear you.
Bruce, do you have, or like in that neighborhood, were there like community resources like for younger like younger kids that wanted to, get out and like not have to be at home, but also be able to have some type of mentorship.
Yes, there was actually a church that I went to, and we went to several different lighthouses where we played basketball. They have boxing and other things like that. I joined one of those for a while, but did fell off.
Hold up,
This is
not
bullshit.
3/5.
I'm
You
so
wait,
sorry.
hold up.
I have to interrupt here. I really do have to interrupt here. Okay, all right, Mia. All right, as another Black woman doing Black History Month, I'm not gonna cuss. Why are you expending your energy? All right, trying to educate this white man about racism. All right, not only at like if depending on where you're at after midnight, but you're also doing it for free. Why, love? I wouldn't. Don't do this.
I
Your
was
labor
about to
isn't
loop
free.
around.
Your labor is not free. It's not free.
All
You
right,
took too
chat.
long. I'm sorry. This dude's racist. He racist as hell, Mia. He don't care. All right, he a victim of white supremacy, his darn going self, but he don't realize it because racism has him trapped in a fucking class war, and he don't recognize it because he keep perpetrating darn going racism onto Black people and onto brown people. That's what
Mia,
he's
I
doing.
would love to talk to you anytime.
Like, my goodness.
So
Dude,
the
I
whole
have come across 1,000 of you in my lifetime, if not more. All right, you not slick. You full of shit. I just want to let you know that. 9 people.
See, that's where
sometimes
dialogue
more.
stops.
Okay,
It really
it
is.
can stop.
That's where
All
dialogue
right.
stops. When
I'm
you're trying
so
to.
sorry.
The
I couldn't be a
problem
palatable Negro.
The problem is they don't want to. And first of all, I want to say something, Erica.
Okay, say Vice President Harris's name. What's her first name?
I want to say this first.
No. You don't got to say nothing first. What's her first name?
Kamala.
There the fuck we go. There the fuck. Hey, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? White people, cover your ears. I just want to tell you something, Bryce. Let me just tell you something really quick.
He's saying, I don't hate you.
Right.
I just hate all of the choices that you make.
Do the thing, man.
Because those are the choices that bitch ass niggas make.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So,
That is all. The fuck? What are we doing? That's crazy work. I appreciate your efforts, Mia, but please don't do that, love. Please don't. Mia, can you message me, if you will? Do you have Discord?
No. Yes.
Can you message me, please? Same name.
Not that one. Not that one. You on your different account. You're old. No. So I just wanted to make sure that like I didn't end up in the Hunger Games because the token was like I was like, wait a second.
Listen, I didn't care about him saying that I was a token. Call me what you want. Don't call me bro.
Oh, it wasn't about you. It was about me.
Because I was about to say, I'm not about to take time and try to explain to him what all of those things are when I wouldn't be the first person to have that conversation with him. He knows better. He knows better. He's choosing to be this way. He knows better. Mia's not being chastised. I'm not chastising Mia. Like, are you serious? If I had my powers on this account, I'd chastise you.
No, guys, that's not. These are.
It's a black conversation.
No, you guys.
I see. I love that one. See, Bryce thought you were white. YT. No, I came upset. I was another black.
Listen. Listen, guys. This might be my live, but even I know when to stay the fuck out of it. Okay, so yeah, there you go. But yeah, Bruce he's been up a couple of times. I think he came to us from the tube, and he's a lost cause. He's a lost cause because, Erica, I literally had the conversation with him on a live, not the chat remembers because they were saying it. I broke him because he wouldn't admit that Joe Biden wasn't president in 2020 because that's when the CBP One app came out.
He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Oh my
And he literally it broke his brain because he could not admit that Donald Trump was the president in October of 2020.
Jeez Louise.
Wait, he came up 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, and last night
And the
he
night
got
before
violation.
that, wasn't that? No. The other time when, like, before the 2020, because I'm pretty sure that was the night before that he was up here, and like you had asked him a question, and it had nothing to do with race. It was about voting, and he was like, and then you asked him like, "Hey, did you find the answer?" He was like, "Y'all just want to come up here and call me a racist." And you were like, it had nothing to do with race. I asked you about the voting ID.
Asking like the voting, voter ID is like what the, like. I was like, now tonight, I was like, absolutely, let's call it what it is. Tonight, I was like, absolutely. But no, the other night, I was like, what the fuck, dude? No, we're not talking about that at all. Why did you go there? I don't know.
That guy's weird.
Yeah, he's weird, and also. People have got to understand that the ism and the racism, there is a system implied.
Hold on, Matt. Nobody gift me.
What?
I need to go out on this high. Nobody gift
All right.
me,
Nobody
please.
gift me.
I like that number too, so I get it.
I
get it.
The ism implied there is a system. There's a system of oppression. Just you bastards, you had to ruin it for me. There's that is the reason why when you say things like that, you can't have, if there's not a system of oppression, it can't be racism. That's why it can't go the other way. It's really simple. It's like that's if you just understand what the words mean, that's why it is. These people are so fucking indignant about it, and they're so fucking snowflakey and hurt. They're like, oh, no, it doesn't go the other way because there's no system of oppression. Fucking learn what words mean. You know, it bugs the fuck out of me that they think that way. I fucking hate that.
It tries to explain, like, they always want to look at the definition of it. And the thing is like the definition does not tell you how something actually functions. It doesn't tell you how it works, nor the utility of it. It only describes what it is, right? That's why we ask the question, is it the dictionary, the words in the dictionary, are they descriptive or prescriptive? And they'll say, oh, it's descriptive. Okay, so if you know that this is only describing it, then that means that you know that it isn't telling you how it works, right? And they'll say, yeah, but yet they can't wrap their brains around the fact that white supremacy, all right, is literally a hierarchical structure, all right, that is for the benefit of, is by and of the benefit for white people and white people only, where they take steps and actions to maintain their dominance, typically at the exploitation and subjugation of Black people. And we also can include brown people, such as indigenous people, in it too, right? That's what it is. That's literally what it is. It can only work from the top down, so top to bottom. It cannot work from the bottom up. People like to reduce it, so be reductive and say, oh, if you believe in white supremacy, then you believe that white people are better than you. No, the fuck I don't. No, I don't. Never did and never will. No, I just understand the system in which we live in. All right, that's all that there is to it. Okay, where every single institution, and I've been saying this since I literally got on this app, that every single institution that we have within this country has been built upon or has participated in racism. We can look at the medical system and we look at medical racism, the Black maternal mortality rate, the Black infant mortality rate. All right, we are 3 times as likely to unalive during childbirth than a white woman. And actually, white children, white fetuses actually receive better care than the Black fetus, which is absolutely insane. All right. And 2016, Adorno always quotes this. 2016, University of Virginia asked their graduating class of medical students, all right, do Black people have tougher skin? Something to that effect. And the majority answered yes. Do you think it's because they all are like these like raging, mouth frothing racists that they think that Black people somehow, some way, you know, don't feel pain like other people do, and like we're just some different type of beings? No, it's ingrained within the medical system itself. They're taught this. They're literally taught it. We have medical devices still in play. I'm rambling. I'm sorry, Matt.
No,
I'm on my soapbox.
No, you're fine.
But this is the education that I will give. I don't mind giving this education. I don't. We have medical devices, all right, like the spirometer, that has its roots cemented in racism, starting all the way back to Thomas friggin' Jefferson, the third president of the United States of America. He wrote a book called The Notes on the State of Virginia. And in that book, he said himself that Black people's lungs, the slave lungs, all right, that's what he said, the slave's lungs, okay, function at a lower capacity than the white man's. That's what he said. A doctor in the 1800s took that, all right, because Jefferson said that that's why it's best that we, Black people, work the fields, because it helps build up our lung function. That was the justification. You see that that's the justification for the ill treatment. But they do the spirometer. The spirometer is a device that you have to breathe into, and it measures how your lungs function. All right. A Black person can breathe at, let's say, a 86% capacity, and that's seen as normal. If a white person breathes at an 86 capacity, that is a sign of concern. Why aren't your lungs functioning as normal? This is a scale that they're still using. They tried to correct it. It's so embedded within this device itself, they can't correct it. So what has happened because of this, and again, this is systemic, is that we have had Black people go undiagnosed for breathing issues, which of course can lead to what? Premature death. We've had people denied disability because even though their breathing function is, let's say, at an 86%, that's normal for Black people. They get denied disability. They can't do the job that they once could do because of their lung function, but they also don't have the income to take care of themselves because they can't get the disability. Mm-hmm. So what does that lead to when you can't pay your bills? That leads to poverty. Mm-hmm. We get poverty. And again, premature death. Being poor is extremely expensive. All right? These things are rooted, like literally, these are the roots in which these trees, our institutions, have grown from, and they still permeate them. And so we try to tell people that systemic racism does in fact exist, and racism is just a byproduct of white supremacy. That's what it is. But again, I really need people to just read a fucking book. White people, read White Fragility, because first you got to get over your fragility before you can start learning anything. So I just want to let you know that. That's the last piece of advice I'll give tonight.
If you would like to understand some of this in a very subtle way, we a lot of times we think about concepts like this as being very overt. We think about them as being the triple K burning a cross in someone's yard, and that's the racism, and it's that, right? But the systemic part is the thing that is so pervasive. And the example that I like to point out that you can still see in existence today isn't in the South. It's in New York City. And Robert Moses was the city planner for New York City in the 50s, late 40s, 50s, and into the 60s. He was one of the most influential men in all of New York City history, and he shaped how New York ended up what it became today. And there's a book about him called The Power Broker. It's by a man called Robert Caro, C-A-R-O. And a lot of the book is about different shit that he did. He was instrumental in getting the old Penn Station knocked down, which if you've never seen pictures of the old Penn Station, look it up and weep with me that we ever tore that building down. He wanted to put a highway through the West Village in New York City, which luckily people stopped that. He built a bunch of the bridges and the roads, and he did all these different things. But one of the things that he is most known for, infamously, is carving up neighborhoods specifically for his roads, for his highways, where people of color lived and not anybody else. See, he would have no problem running those gigantic highways through neighborhoods in the Bronx or in the upper part of Manhattan where Harlem is, or in Queens, or in these different neighborhoods, but he would spare other neighborhoods. And you say, well, maybe that's just geographically convenient, right? Maybe you wouldn't pinpoint that because that's subtle. You say, well, maybe not. Then, of course, there was the way that he designed the bridges and the parkways and the public buses that everybody in New York used. And, of course, who used the public buses and the public transportation? It would be the lower income folks, which oftentimes were those minorities and those people of color. And he made sure that the best parks and the best beaches all had to be traversed on parkways, and all of the parkways had lower clearances on all of their bridges. Lower clearances. So that meant that the city buses couldn't get out there, could they? That meant that if you were in one of those communities and you relied on public transportation, you weren't getting out to the nice park. You weren't getting out to the nice beach. That's what systemic racism looks like. It's not always burning a cross in someone's front yard. It's shit like that. Okay?
And it sure as hell ain't calling someone the N-word. I want y'all to know that. That is not the end-all be-all of racism. Like, seriously. And Matt is so right. What this Robert Moses guy did in New York City, right? That happened to thousands upon thousands of black neighborhoods all across the United States of America, especially during Eisenhower's presidency, when they were building the interstate system here in the United States of America. So many black people were pushed out of their middle-class existence due to eminent domain. The government coming in and saying, this is our property now, get the hell on out. All right? Because if you didn't take their offer of whatever little bit of money that they wanted to give you, because they, of course, undervalued the homes, okay? If you didn't want to take that money, then they just kick you out and say, eminent domain. So many neighborhoods, flourishing neighborhoods, decimated with a highway running right through it and an industrial park on the other side.
There's Lake Lanier.
What?
Lake Lanier, Oscarville.
What's that?
Yep.
Oscarville, Georgia. Lake Lanier.
Mm-hmm.
want to say real quick, thank you to Nina over on the tube for the $5 super chat. It says, tell your Congress people that ICE and CBP don't get $1 more without accountability and reform. Masks and IDs are the bare minimum. Dems don't fold. Definitely agree. And if the systemic racism wasn't enough for you to hate Robert Moses, this is old Penn Station.
Wow.
In New York City. So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I for any of you who enjoy New York City history in general, I strongly recommend The Power Broker. I only have 4 things in my showcase and they're books. That's one of the books that I have. It's a favorite book of mine, but it is an amazing example of how awful you could be and hide it really, really well. It really, really, really is. I did not ever know it. You think New York City, and then once you know it, you see it when you drive on the parkways. When you drive out of the city on the parkways, you see it. You're like, oh yeah, all of these older bridges, they all have a low clearance, and then you can't ever unsee it. So, anyways.
But also New York, you can talk about. I'm sorry, Mia. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You can finish that because I don't want to derail that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say in New York, we can talk about Seneca Village. Seneca Village was a black neighborhood, right there in Manhattan. Reading right here, it says from West 82nd to West 89th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was African Americans who owned property. All right. This was in the mid 1800s, by the way, y'all, in New York City, the mid 1800s, so the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
All right, by 1855, all right, Seneca Village had about 225 residents, and over 66% of them were African Americans, so they were black people, which is pretty fucking awesome. All right, they tore down Seneca Village, all right, and built this famous park there, this super famous park. You all may know it as Central Park. Yep. They displaced people. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We can look at Wilmington, North Carolina. We can look at Rosewood in Florida. Again, Oscarville in Georgia. We can look at Greenwood District in Tulsa. All right, we can look at the hundreds, I keep saying hundreds, the thousands of towns and cities that black people built up on our own when left to our own devices that were thriving amongst ourselves. And what we have is, if it's not the local or state government coming into and ruining it, then it's the federal government coming into it and ruin it, just destroying it. They drop bombs, they set fires, they flood it, they unalive people. All right. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Matt, do you know why a lot of black people don't know how to swim?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's racism.
Yeah. Yeah. Geez, I wonder why when, you don't have access to the public pools.
Exactly. And then when you did get to use the public pools, all right, they come and they pour in bleach or other types of acids while you're in there.
That Erica, that picture, I can see it in my head right now. That image is one of those pictures that when you see it, you can never unsee it.
Unsee it. Yep.
Yeah.
I can see it I can literally see it in my head right now. I don't need to pull it up.
Exactly.
Yep.
So if you guys are still here after, that exchange with Bruce and everything like that. So for one, I'm not that nice. We're not gonna play in my face. I'm not that nice. But I did want to, because Bruce is going Bruce. I did want y'all to at least, if you are willing to sit here and stop in the middle of a conversation because someone is the whole microaggression thing. If you are willing to but you're also not so uncomfortable that you leave a fucking conversation and you want to do that more and you want to know how much more you can do for people of color and how to actually utilize your white privilege so then everyone can win, like so then people aren't getting left behind, people aren't getting freaking hunted in the streets. I would very much like encourage you all to um, look into not only allyship but being an accomplice. Sometime later this month, Matt and I will do a live on how to be an accomplice, and that just means like you're willing to get down and dirty for people of color because you think and you know that they deserve the same type of humanity that you have always been granted just because of how you came into this world. So I not that nice. However, this was a perfect example of like if you're willing to sit in these conversations, the education that Erica just provided, if you're willing to actually like, not be like, oh, it's been so hard being white in America, I need reparations. But actually knowing why the hell we are in the situation that we are in. And it's because of one, the people who did what they did were not punished. And two, because people can't accept the hardships that have been going on throughout the centuries and they aren't able to like look that in the face and be like, damn, let's fix this. So if you want to fix this and you want to help be the change that you would like to see, I would highly encourage you, if it's not my live, then look into deconstruction and look into how to be an accomplice, how to be there. So there you are.
I recommend Black Swan. She's authoritarian. I think she's authoritarian Swamberly now.
Yeah.
She. Oh, Matt, if you do a raid.
Actually, we rated her before, and maybe we and if she's on actually because we're probably just about wrapping up here.
Okay.
So if she's on,
cool.
Yeah.
So a raid over to Swans and also Super Solid. So For the Proletariat is the name. So Super Solid, Jeff and the Species is awesome. Sean is awesome. Liv is awesome. All right, now Liv. My friend ain't gonna hold no bars. He's gonna say, "Can I ask you a question?"
Can I just say, for those of you who have never sat and listened to For the Proletariat, I'm a big fan. I really that man. Number one, love his like radio voice. I'm like he's just fucking cool as fuck. But also like he talks to some of these people, and I'm like, he keeps his cool, and he just fucking like I'm super impressed with him like all around. Like I really really like him. Seriously. I like to listen.
Solid is awesome. These good people. And so there's Solid. Sean is awesome. Let me see. Swan, Kim. It's a lot of good people. You have to explore.
Yeah.
You do. You really do have to explore. And sit in your uncomfortableness. I'm not a fan of that word. Right? Be uncomfortable.
Discomfort.
Thank you. God damn it, Mia. Thank you. Oh, Adorna too. Thank you so much. How could I forget about Adorna? All right. I feel so ashamed right now. Smitty is awesome. Smitty's great. Smitty's freaking awesome. And it's so many Athena, aka Covey. Like it's so many people to learn from. So many Black people on this app, content creators, all right, who host their own spaces that you can simply learn from. All right. But the main thing I'm going to tell you, don't learn from them for free. All right. You better show love when you go up in there. All right. Drop a few coins. Send a donation. All right. I fully believe Black people's labor ain't free. All right. Oh, yeah. Queen, come on. You said Casso.
Are we?
I love Casso. They're not ready for Casso yet. They're not ready for Casso.
You guys gotta ease. Let's ease some people in. Ease them in. Hey, real quick. I apologize. This was quite a while ago. Myra sent $1 on the Cash App. Says, "Just take the L, Billy." That was for Wayne. I am so sorry. That was a while ago. My bad. And then this just in. Thank you to Zachy the Wolf Dragon. It said, "Look up Couchville, Tennessee." Okay. We definitely can do that. So we are gonna wrap things up here for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out. We had a great time hanging with Erica earlier. I hope we get to do that again. I'm glad that she stopped by here tonight. We got to actually do some more debates, so that was fun. Please make sure that you dropped both of our fine folks a follow. But, of course, this is one of Erica's backup accounts, so please make sure you go through and follow her main. Make sure that you're following me over on the tube. Make sure you can follow Erica over on the tube as well. You can find the link right through her bio. That's the best way to do it. You can find links to support all of us in our bios. I'm going to drop...
Let me say thank you to Phil. Thank you so much, Phil, for the 5. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you so very much. I hope you're having a great night. All right, and I'm gonna drop myself before you can drop me.
No, I'm not gonna drop me. I just put Swan's at in the chat. That's where we're gonna go, guys. So let's go raid. Tell her that we all said hi. I'm gonna go over there too and listen. I really appreciate all of you fine folks for being here. Once again, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you to all of our wonderful mods. And we appreciate you very, very much, okay? We will catch you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock with other Erica. So we will catch you guys then. All right? Good night, everyone.